Hey, we are live. What's up, guys? So, as you come in today, got a fun little one. Your opening question: do women today have too high of standards, in your opinion? Why or why not? What's your take on that? Do women today have too high of standards? What's up, Jamal? What's up, Chaos? Dating advice from a car salesman. Hey, Jamal, I just saw this. If any of you go to Kevin Samuel's channel, I had never heard of him until I just saw like a roundtable with him and 5 other people on Donovan Sharp's channel, I believe. So I'd never heard of him before. I'll make a note. I'll check his channel out. He seemed like a cool dude. Kevin Samuels. All right. Oh yeah. So once again, guys, do women today have too high of standards? What's your take on that? I got a 10 weeks of sunshine IPA. What's up, Chad Hart? What's up, Josu? You guys know we got some videos today to break down. There it is. That's how you do it right there. By the way, if any of you guys are watching I had a bunch of people in the comments go, "Are you drunk? Are you drunk?" in the videos when I chop them back up from the webinar. It's like, it's going to take me more than 2 beers to get me drunk. Maybe if we get really wild, I got 4 today, just in case. What's up, Day Drive? Where did all the good men go, guys? Where did all the good men go? We got a minute 40. I wonder if I can load some of these other things in here. What's up, Match Hunter? New Era MGTOW Monk. KB's Punk. Nicholas. Yeah, Nicholas, we're gonna see reasons why today. I mean, it's a lot of what we talk about on channels like these. The standards are crazy. Hey, you think they have standards at all? Well, at least the standards they project on their online dating profiles and in videos like the one we're going to see here. I see what you're saying, though. All right, what do we got here? Oh, we got 20 seconds still. I want to see if I get the voice levels right here when we get to the movie. George, I know. Us men are a lot easier to please. Yeah, true, D-man. I mean, it does go both ways to definitely to an extent, but like we're going to see today. All right, guys, let's get rolling, man. Yeah, it's the Simps' fault. That's for real. That's for real. It's the Simps' fault. Okay, we are going to be going into, we got 3 different kind of short videos to go through. 3 different flavors today. And the first video is, I'm going to shout out the channel Jubilee. The Jubilee channel. You guys may have seen it before. But anyway, we're going to go into this one with this girl named Tiffany, and it's called a 20 verse 1. And we're going to play some games today, guys. You know how I like to do it.
You hoping to find a match today?
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping not to continue this pattern of very, very bad men.
Oh, crap. I'm going to have to move where I'm positioned because the texts are going to be over there. All right, I'm going to move up to the top right. All right, guys, so here's the game that is about to go on in front of us. So we set Tiffany up with 20 potential matches to put her dating standards to the test. So there's 20 random guys here, and the game that we're going to play is like she asks, I don't know how many questions, somewhere around like 5 or 6. She like gives her standards off, and then guys keep walking away if they don't meet her standards. And then it just, the circle will go from the 20 guys, and then it'll get smaller and smaller till the end. So the first thing we're going to start with, you know. All right, well, you know we're going for a Prince quiz here. So how many men, guys, how many men out of 20 will be left for this girl Tiffany? So she's starting with 20 men. When she gets down, she lists her, you know, however many standards. How many of the 20 men will be left over? And what's your guess? Good old Tiffany here. I'll give you guys, I don't know, a few more seconds. Throw some... we got 5, 0, -1, 0. Let's find out, huh?
I love to dance, so I don't like it when I'm with somebody who's a total Debbie Downer or boring and just kind of stands there and doesn't want to dance.
Okay, so the first question, guys, first criteria that she had, first qualifying criteria was, if you don't like to dance, you can leave. You got to leave if you don't like to dance. So in our little own game here too, see who can stand the longest if you were to play along with this. I like to dance, you know, I wouldn't be walking away from that necessarily. So if you guys are getting eliminated by one of her criterias, when you get eliminated, mention it in the chat and just see how long you would last with her standards of just by what she goes off of. And by the way, guys, actually look at the text here. This is funny. Look what she types. I'll get this out of your way. Okay. Look what she has up here on the screen. If you guys can see, she wrote, I like to twerk. I like to party. I drink a lot. Who likes to dance? So that was like the first kind of things that she mentioned. I just, thought we should point that out just to see. Nothing wrong with partying, but, we know where her mind's at if she's here to date someone and that's what she's talking like.
I definitely want someone open-minded but not a freak. So you shouldn't be into feet, but, a little choking's a little fun, well,
All right, so criteria 2 that she had. If you aren't into choking, get on out of here. If you're not down to choke her, although it's got to be a gentle choke, it can't be a crush, is what she said. This is her criteria. If you're not into choking, you got to leave. She's looking for a boyfriend. And, I'm going to be honest, that wouldn't throw me out. So I would still be in the running right now. So feet is a no-go, but choking is okay. A lot of women these days are into this. They're reading that, 50 Shades of Grey,
I do like them tall because I'm pretty tall for an Asian girl. And when I put on my heels, I would like to still be shorter than Mama Ann. So they need to be, I think, at least 5'11", but I prefer like 6 feet tall.
All right, so the next qualifying criteria, we knew this was coming, didn't we? Is now I have to give it to her how she texted it. In her text, she said if you aren't 5'10" or taller, leave. So in her text, she said 5'10", although her words, she said 5'11". She prefers taller. She prefers 6 feet or taller. But in her actual text, she actually said 5'10". So officially, guys, if you're not 5'10" or taller, you're out now. See how many people that just took out. And I know some numbers here of how I looked into some of the numbers of how many men meet certain criteria. So I know that that's going to take out quite a majority, or quite a handful of men. If you're not 5'10", now I'm 6'2". I'm still in right now. I'm still following along with her games here. Now, I wouldn't have showed up to play this game, but while we're playing it virtually, I'm down.
I would not want to be with somebody who wants kids within 7 years. I love kids. I've been an aunt since I was 10, so I'm like a natural around babies and kids. But I want to really just share a love with somebody that's so great, and it's all about loving each other before we can you know, bring somebody else in the world. I think you should be mentally stable as well, financially stable, because you're going to be responsible for shaping their future. It's kind of a big pressure because you could really fuck somebody up in the head if you're not there, and I take that really seriously.
All right, guys, next qualifying criteria was leave if you want kids within the next 7 years. And just as an FYI, she's 26 right now, or at least when this video was made. Some of you guys point out, yeah, this is an older video. I just thought it was a good one to go over. She's 26 at the time. So within 7 years, no kids. So if you were looking to date a girl and be like, all right, maybe, by the time she's 33, that's when you potentially would have a green light to start having children. Because she loves kids, like she said. But not in the next 7 years. And she's 26 now. Now, again, theoretically, I'm not looking for children in the next 7 years. So I would still be in. But I mean, if I were ever like looking to settle down or commit to a girl long term, again, don't worry, guys, I'm not. That would be a reason why I would want to. So it would be a problem if that was the case. But theoretically, if I was playing this game, I'm still in. Who else? Who else is still in here? Anyone still in? This girl. Who am I up against still? Boom, boom, boom. What are we at here? Okay, here we go. All right, Chaos, we're still running. Sounds good. Hey, oh, you guys are all still in? All right, hey, just to let you guys know, I would be your wingman. I would butter you up. I would talk you up to this girl. Friendly competition, but...
I would not want to be with somebody who wants kids within 7 years.
Wait.
Who wants kids.
What just happened there? We just went over that, didn't we? We did, right?
Within 7 years.
Yeah, we did. No, we didn't.
I love kids. I've been an aunt since I was 10, so I'm like a natural around babies and kids.
My bad, guys. I don't know how I did that. That was autopilot. My mind, for some reason, took the video back. Unless I'm crazy. I hope I didn't just skip that all. I think... Okay, we did. Thank you, Match Hunter, man. I had to watch this a couple times, you know, when I put my notes down. So sometimes I just forget.
You know what? I have a younger brother, and anybody younger than me, I just automatically think of my brother, so. Like, they could be the hottest person in the room, and if they tell me they're even a month younger than me, I'm just like, oh, I just see my brother, and it's like, oh, I would not date my brother.
You're gonna be single for a while.
That was rude.
All right, I gotta break down a couple of things on this one. First off, I am officially out. I'm 31. I am out. She is 26, or she said she'd be 26 in July. So if you're, if you're 26 or older, you are out. Your day drive's still in. All right, we got a winner. We got a couple winners here, maybe. So I got to show you guys a few things. First off, the text in All right, let's look. I just thought this was funny. Okay, look at this. You need to be my daddy, not a dad. I have a younger brother. I adore him. I thought that was funny. And then I wanted you guys to show you. Okay, so she ended up with none. I don't think she really cares that much. She didn't seem all that disappointed. But what I think is the only type of guys that she would have gone for in this entire, thing is like, look at this. Look at her face in two different parts of the video. All right. Watch her face, and this is the only type of it looked like she was engaged in the process during two moments. And it tells you a lot about female nature, of course. So she asked if anyone, right at the beginning, if anyone's not down to, once they see her, anyone not down, you can get up and leave. Though that reaction with her face, those two reactions with her face are probably the most engaged she seemed in this entire video, except for at the very end. Watch when you hear what this guy says to her.
Up in the head if you're not there, and I take that really seriously.
Oh wait. Oh gosh, I'm way out. 4. This right here. Okay, right here. Listen to what this guy says and then watch your face again.
You're gonna be single for a while.
That was rude.
Look at right there. That face when he said you're going to be single for a while, and then she said that was rude. Those two moments in the two guys at the very beginning that just walked out because they weren't into her, those were the only times that she was engaged in this. That just shows you, right? It's like the guy that is giving her a hard time, not being easy, or just she can't have. She's that hypergamy, man. It's kicked in. She's got to get what she can't have. Any guy that she thinks she can have, it's just no fun anymore. She's not engaged. All right, we were at 4:45 here. Okay, a little bit left here.
How many guys do you think would be left?
There would be maybe 4 guys left, but there were none. So today I learned that my criteria is not, I guess, easy as I thought it was, but I'm okay with that because I don't these are values and things that I don't want to bend and change right now. So I used to really beat myself up in my past relationships after they ended because I felt like I wasn't good enough. But I think I'm at a place in my life right now where I know what I want, and there's nothing wrong with having these standards. You shouldn't have to bend your values and what you want to please somebody else.
All right, good luck to you. Guys, she was a little bit surprised that she ended up with no men, but it's important on her that she doesn't sacrifice her values and what she looks for. Now, let me recap to you guys what her values are. When we heard the text at the beginning, I like to twerk, I like to party, I like to drink a lot. Okay, here are the qualifications again, though. If you don't like to dance, you're out. Okay, that's one of her values. All right, fine, fair, I guess. I guess. Okay, next one we have, value. If you aren't into choking, these are things that her values are important, guys. So even though she ended up with no guys, where are all the good men? My values are important and I won't compromise them for anyone. And if you aren't into choking, then you don't deserve me in your life. My values are super important. I'm a woman of morals and standards, and I hold myself to these. All right, let's see if we got some more here. Keep moving it down the list here. We got, all right, my values are important. My values, if you aren't 5'10", 5'11", or taller, then I can't compromise my values as a woman. No man's going to tell me to compromise my values, so, you're out. Now, we'll go into the numbers at the end, guys, about some of these things about how unrealistic the standards really are when you actually kind of logically break it down. But for the sake of this game, man, I'm not doing very good with that. Here's another value she has. If you want kids within 7 years, she's 26 now, then, you know, I'm not going to compromise my values as a woman. I don't want any guy that's ready to start a family in the next 7 years. No, why would I want a family man like that? No way. So, in the next 7 years, don't even think about it. I'm not compromising my values. Maybe when she hits 33 and she finds out that, you know, not getting the looks like she used to, maybe she'll compromise her values then. Maybe. We got, oh yeah, do we still have more? No, that was it, right? Yeah, those are her values. Okay. Don't compromise your values. Of course not. All right, that was our first girl here, Tiffany. Those of you that said 0, good job. If you said -1 or -20, you were probably also correct, because a lot of us were like, nope, I'm out. So she got some negatives, I think, in there. Let's see what we got next. Hold on, guys. Gotta get to my next notes here.
Oh. Okay. I just let go of like half.
Oh, thanks, Daydrive. I did forget about her older one. I knew I was missing one. Where did I put that on my background? Oh, well. Thank you.
Why am I nervous?
All right, this is a new game, guys. New game, different girl. Here are the rules. Okay. Well, first. All right, we have a Prince quiz here. How many men will be left for this girl, Lauren? Now, this is the rules of this game. She has 30 random guys in a straight line that are going to come up to her, and she can either swipe right in person. She just literally swipes right with her arm, and that means it's a match. And then she swipes left on the other ones, and that would be no. And then she'll have like a quick little like blind date, speed dating session with all of her matches, guys. So, how many men will be left for Lauren out of 30? Last one was only 20 guys. This one, there are 30 guys. We're going to give her some extras to work with here. What do you guys think? We got 3 from the real McCoy. Yeah, this one, there's 30 starting on this one. I'm gonna wet my whistle here, guys. I gotta see some predictions here. 2 from William Gray, 2 to 3. 1, yeah, she's gonna swipe first off, just like on an online dating app, and then one off of her matches, she's gonna get a chance to talk to all those matches. 3-0, 3-0, 2.5. 2.5, Felipe, how do you figure 2.5? What's the 0.5 going to be? Yeah, on this one, left is no. Her right is going to be yes. All right, we're going to get started, guys. She's going to swipe no on 25 of 30. We'll see. We'll see.
Tell us about your experience on dating apps.
A string of first dates, and by dates I mean like grab a beer. And Then you kind of talk a little bit, start to ghost each other, and then he's like the first one to watch me on Instagram, and that's it. And then you talk again. It's weird going from a life of dating apps to it being in person, so I'm a little nervous, but like excited and nervous. Ugh. I can hear them. What's up, dudes? Oh God. Okay. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Oh man.
Everyone ready?
No.
All right. Begin.
So sorry. That was so awkward.
All right, 8 potential matches. I have to highlight this. Go Vikings. That is right. Go Vikes. Okay, so she has 8 potential matches out of the 30. She swiped right on 8 of them. I don't know if you guys noticed a pattern. Did it seem like their height was a factor in that at all, guys? From when she was doing that? Now, let's see here. 8 potential matches. Okay, no. We'll play a game after this. We're going to play a little game after this. I Match Hunter, I noticed that too. I was wondering if you guys saw that. Some guys, as they were walking up, it was almost as if, okay, maybe let's actually show that. Watch from a new angle, guys. When some of these guys are walking up, you can almost see their own confidence level is like they're almost leaning like she's going to swipe no on them. If you just watch, as they walk up, it's almost like they know, and it's almost based, if you just look at the guys and look at their eyes and look at what they think it is before she swipes, it's pretty accurate just to see what she will actually swipe on. That's actually a good way to point that out. Let's see. On some of these guys here. Yeah. Just watch the guys as they walk up. Notice their own confidence level and what works.
Begin.
So sorry. That was so awkward.
To the men, if you were on a dating app and you would swipe no, please leave now.
Oh.
That first guy, guys, did you notice that first guy walked up and he goes, "You have beautiful eyes." And then she swiped on him and he's one of the guys walking away. He just likes to win. He just wanted to be chosen, that's all.
I'm not hurt. It's okay. I just let go of like half of you, so.
Hey,
Hi, I'm Lauren.
I'm Marcelo. Hi, Nick.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Lauren.
Do I start immediately? My name's Caleb.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Javier.
Nice to meet you. So what do you do for a living? What do you do?
I'm in the military, medical
Oh,
field.
awesome.
Are you
Yeah.
not from around here? By any
I'm
chance?
not.
Okay.
Do I give off that vibe?
No, I just feel a tiny accent. Just
Oh
a
no.
tiny,
Yes,
tiny
I am
accent.
from Ohio.
So what is there to do in Ohio?
Nothing. No, we have the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We got.
You know that sounds really boring, right?
Sorry, should I say it with a smile? It's got the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
You were kind of funny when you found us earlier in like kind of that half circle.
My sense of humor is a defense mechanism.
Did the height help? You wanted your kids to make varsity?
Yes. No, my kids will be athletes. Packer fan?
Patriots.
Oh, and we're playing each other.
Packer fan, boo! Hey, if you're a Packer fan, if it's football season, we're enemies. But other than that, we're friends.
Tonight, oh, I love The Office, if that's a hobby.
I go to church. I noticed your cross.
Yes.
I'm still trying to look for a church right now since
Okay.
I'm like church hopping.
Flying drones is what I do. I race drones and freestyle them. Yesterday I was just at a race in a competition for it.
Nice.
I have a son.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's
How old is he?
16 months.
I mean, I kind of got catfished once.
So did I.
But like by a completely different person, or they just didn't look the same?
She just looked nothing like her.
Like her pictures?
Yeah, I don't know what kind of apps these girls are using.
It's filters.
They're magicians.
Yes. I'm like really into movies.
Oh,
Like I'm a huge
filmmaker,
like.
acting.
That's awesome. Okay, this is important. Top 3 movies though.
Network,
Okay.
Independence Day,
Okay.
Lion King.
Okay. Those were 3 completely. Okay, gotcha.
They're very connected.
Lion King. It was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
It was nice to meet you. It was really nice to meet you.
you. Nice to meet you.
It's good meeting you too.
It was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Too tall. It's crazy that regardless of who I talked to, there was always something in common. That was really cool.
Is there anything else you want to follow up with?
All right, guys. So, and by the way, I saw something about, Mr. Boot. You can send me a YouTube link. I don't know. Sometimes they put that as spam if you try to put it in the video, but if you can't, just email me, support@textingprince.com. Send it to me and I'll check it out. So the game here, guys, is out of these 6 guys that were her leftover matches, which one of these guys is she going to choose? Can anyone pick? We got, well, I guess we don't really know their names, do we? Maybe you can describe them if you know who you think she's going to pick. Got this. We got glasses. We got bald guy. We got like, I don't know. He's kind of confident guy, collar shirt guy. He looks pretty relaxed guy. Tall. We got a computer nerd guy. We got this, quiet guy. Yeah. Anyone? What do you guys think? Who does she pick? Who is she vibing with? Not that I gave you guys many good choices with their names or whatever, but yeah. Yeah, and I see your guys' stuff in here. Good. Yeah, a lot of you guys know what you're talking about with let her talk, get her talking. Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of these guys I can't say did the best job, although I don't know what they cut out. But we got some of the guys thinking the tall guy. He looked relaxed, man. He looked pretty comfortable. She'll go for the looks. She'll go for the tall, light-skinned black guy. No one. Computer nerd, period. Yeah. All right, let's see, guys. Who do you want to follow up with? They ask?
I don't think so. Is that bad? No. I think I really enjoyed them all as people, and I picked them all because I do find some part of them attractive, but I just didn't feel like that all-around connection that I was hoping for. I think I need to put myself out there more. I think I'm more of the person that's like, I'm too busy, let's like wait till it happens. So maybe that's something I need to do. It'll just be less of a priority using apps and more of like inner actions with people. So I'm just gonna lay off the apps for a little bit, because even in person that was hard. Like, that was rough. Thank you. Oh man.
The best part about that video is that beat that they were dropping at the very end of that. I was digging that. None. She picked none, guys. She picked none. But she's going to challenge herself to go out more and meet people in person. She's challenging herself to get off the dating apps. Like, she can do that. She's got the taste, man. She got the taste of that. She's got a taste of that cock carousel. That tender cock carousel. What could be better? All the cocks right within reach of your thumbs. Right there. And look how easy it is. Boom, boom, boom. All different size, shapes. Anything. All within reach for any of these women these days. They can't say no, guys. They cannot say. All right. Okay, guys. We got one more here. We're going back to that first format. And we're back to, oh man, I forgot to show you guys this was the video for, oh wait, no, that's the next girl. Okay, this was the girl we just did, 30 verse 1. And I didn't like hand pick these. I think these are the only ones that they had that were the girl version of these. That's why I had to take one that was a couple years old. I wish they did more of these. It would have been fun to break down. Okay, third video. Let's get to the third video.
Do you feel like it's good to be like forthright?
Third video, we got this girl. This girl. All right. This is another 20 verse 1, guys. 20 verse 1. This is going to be another one where we're all back in. We're back in the game. And let us know in the chat when you get eliminated from this girl. Guys, this one's going to be fun. I have no idea who's going to win this one. All right, let's see here. Oh, by the way, I noticed this one, guys. Okay, notice this screenshot of this one just to see what kind of predictions you can make about this video. Look at the like to dislike ratio. 72 upvotes, 72,000 to 26,000 downvotes. It's not a very good ratio. And if you look at like even this girl, it was 147 upvotes to 9.4 downvotes. Okay. If we look at the first girl, it was 188,000 upvotes, down 26,000 downvotes. So just get ready for what you're preparing for this girl. 72 upvotes, 70,000, 26,000 downvotes. And this is a pretty like forgiving crowd on a lot of these videos. It's definitely not like a red-pilled crowd on these videos, I'll say. All right, here we go. This is Angie.
What you're looking for?
Absolutely. Why waste your time with this, like, well, maybe like he'll change or it'll work? Because if he's a Scorpio and you don't want a Scorpio, it's like, why waste your time? Get a Libra. Like, oh my God, Libras are, I mean, Capricorns are fine too. Okay, wait. Oh, here we go. Hey! Photo bomber? No, go back. Ready? You guys, this is my makeup from yesterday. We'll just do it.
All right, so again, we got 20, Angie here. We got 20 potential matches for her to put her dating standards to the test. And you're gonna want to pay extra close attention to the text that she sends in this. And not only her, but we have to be fair too. Some of the simps on the other side are the reason that women get away with the behavior that they get away with. So yeah, I'm focusing on the girl here, but there's so many simps in these text messages, just the way that they're slobbering over these girls, that you understand why they have the mindset they do. They give it to them. And we're going to do a little, oh yeah. Yeah, makeup from yesterday's achievement shower. I noticed that too. That's funny. All right, Prince quiz, guys. Prince quiz. For this one, we have our sweet angel, Angie. How many men will be left for Angie out of 20 men that she's starting with? And remember, we're going to play the game that when you get eliminated, just say it in the chat so we see how many people go from each of these questions. But how many men will be left for our sweet Angie? Go ahead and post it in the chat. And I saw a super chat as you guys are typing them in there. Twat stinks. Yeah, I love it. You guys are funny. What do we got here? We got, hey, all right, AJ Taylor. Appreciate it, man. Super chat from AJ Taylor. He says, these women have standards that even alpha chads can't reach. Yeah, we're going to talk about that at the end when we kind of go into just a little breakdown of how these percentages would line up if women were actually, I mean, they do. They live by these standards. And this is why we have so many women that hit 30 and they say, where are all the good men at? Because you're right. There's so many. It's like the alpha chads can't live up to some of these standards from these mediocre women. And so, like, what chance do they have then when those alpha chads could be going for way higher quality women? It's like, it's just such an out of balance, such an out of balance power dynamic right now. Thank you, AJ Taylor. All right, guys, so we're going to get rolling on this. So how many do you think she'll be left with? We have 2, 0, 5, 2, 2, 4, 5, 0, 0, 1, 4, 3, 4. I'm out. All right, let's check this one out. Sweet Angel Angie.
Okay, cool. Wow, you guys. Redo.
All right, anyone who doesn't want to go on a date with Angie, 3, 2, 1.
Wait, but I can't text this fast, so slow down.
Nobody left after that first round. So she's still working with 20 guys here. Still working with 20 guys in this one. And again, for our sake, guys, for the fun of it, that one you have to ignore. You can't decide to walk away. Just for the fun of it, see when you would walk away based on her standards. So far, we're all in the game, guys. We're all in here.
Like, if you're a Scorpio, like, I'm not even into astrology either. All I know is they're really mean. Sure.
And also, look at how totally excited she is when people get eliminated. After this, all right, the first one we got our qualifying criteria is actually we got it down here. If you are a Scorpio, in her words, if you're a Scorpio, go away. And I don't know if you guys caught this either. This sums up women in 2020. Okay, if you are a Scorpio, go away. And she said to start this, I'm not even into astrology. Yet, she has a criteria, a random criteria, because she heard Scorpios were mean, that if you're a Scorpio, you're out. This is the mindset. Look at, you guys have to hear this again. I think it's at 110-ish. Okay, listen to, let me get rid of this.
Who doesn't want to go on a date with Angie, 3, 2, 1.
Wait, but I can't text this fast, so slow down. Like, if you're a Scorpio, like, I'm not even into astrology either. All I know is that they're really mean.
I'm not even into astrology either. All I know is they're really mean. So if you're a Scorpio, you're out. I am not. I'm a Sagittarius. By the way, if you get, what's your guys' horoscope, guys? Huh? Anyway, any of those Scorpios get eliminated yet? if you're a Scorpio, go away. From the non-astrologist here. Oh, classic. All right. We got a super chat before we get the next one from Oki MGTOW. Thank you, Oki MGTOW. He says, I'm already out. I'm a Scorpio. I bite. Like, we already know how funny it is if girls are like, if you're not 6 feet or taller, you're out of my life. And guys are like, wait, we can't help that. A guy can't help that. That's what you're born with. Okay? That's one thing. And we're like, okay, I get it though. Women do like tall guys, fine. Even though we know that if you as a man give a woman a weight guideline, you're a misogynist pig, even though that's something that she could control. So we already see a bunch of discrepancies with that. But think about this one. She's not even into astrology. And if you're a Scorpio, you're out. And Oki MGTOW is like, okay, yeah, I bite. I suck. I'm a Scorpio. I'm out. Like, imagine if all women just picked a random horoscope and they're like, oh, if you're a Sagittarius, you're out. It's like, what? Why? Well, I don't know. I read something on some horoscope site one time. I didn't like them. So you're out. Oh, it's so funny. So funny. Yeah, Felipe says, do these guys get paid? Yeah, they get paid. They get paid in the little sprinkles of female attention that these goddess women here, like Angie, give them. That's what they're paid in. They're paid in her little attention when she looks at them and laughs at them, and they're like, oh my gosh, my queen, my goddess. And that's enough for them to keep on coming back. Because I've seen certain guys in multiple of these videos, in like different ones, like they keep coming back. They can't get enough of the girls like Angie.
I definitely do need to date somebody who's like down for vegan food once in a while, all the time. Mostly vegan, if possible. Oh my God. Really? Everyone's down to eat vegan food?
If anyone's not down to eat vegan food, 3, 2, 1.
Sure. Donuts are vegan, too.
All right, the next criteria, guys. And you know what? Again, if someone's a vegan and that's really important to them, then fine. This is a much better criteria than the random horoscope one. But I have a feeling this is going to eliminate quite a bit of people. Let's see. Qualifying criteria. Oops. Right here. If you aren't down to eat vegan food, you're out. I mean, I'm open to it. So that wouldn't lock me out. What was her first one again? I forgot. It was a Scorpio. All right, I'm not a Scorpio. So I'm still in, guys. I'm still battling for Angie's heart here. My queen here, my queen Angie. Yeah, vegan Eagle's talking about her Uso snatch. You know she really likes the meat though. She does. She loves that meat. She loves that thick meat from Chad and Tyrone. That's her strictly Chad and Tyrone meat diet. Yeah, I can try vegan food, just not all the time. Yeah, I would be there with that. Like, and I eat vegetarian, and I'm even like, dude, I wouldn't eat vegan every single. Donuts depending on the kind of fat oil, yeah. All right, guys, let's get to the next one here.
I mean, I really do appreciate adventurous sex just because I'm obviously an adventurous person. If someone's down to have sex in the park, I'm like all about it. Or not in the park because there's kids there.
Watch the Simps in the when she starts talking anything sexual. Just watch all the Simps in the Raphael Bono says, DTF anywhere, anytime. Yeah, that's what women want to hear. That you're ready to have sex anytime you want. Yeah, that's what she wants to hear, Raphael.
Phones, is that how we're doing? It's so fast.
Get Tiff back on here, Sandy. High key a fantasy from Luke.
It's your thumbs?
Fast thumbs, girl.
Okay, you can stay. Really?
Everyone's down.
I'm.
Wait,
I don't believe it. Knew it. I knew it.
These guys are all down because they just want to get laid for the first time. These guys are all down because they know what vibe this girl's giving off. They're not sitting here hoping to make this girl their girlfriend. I don't think. Could be wrong. I don't think so. So that's the next criteria. See who's still left. Who's still battling me out. If you're not down to have sex at the beach, go away, she says. I'm down. Doesn't scare me. It's fine, although I wouldn't prefer it. Sand and all that stuff, like, I wouldn't prefer it, but I'm down. So if a guy's not down, I understand. But if you're not down, you're eliminated. Yeah, I feel you, Danny. This is a girl that if I was 4 beers deep, I would probably swipe right on. But if not, I'd probably be like, nah, I see where her mind's at. That's not worth the risk. Like on if it's on my local Tinder or something. Okay. Oh, hey, we had a super chat here from Okie MGTOW again. Okie MGTOW. Appreciate it, man. He says, she's on that Rocky Mountain oyster diet. I think you're on to something there. This girl is down, man. This girl is down. This is one of those girls, like, you just meet them, and in the first 5 seconds, you just know her vibe. It's like, oh, she's down. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining about that as a bachelor man, but just don't wife this girl. Don't try to wife a type of girl like this up. Just don't. Do not try that.
Thanks for your honesty.
You know, I really do love brown eyes. Like, I'm gonna start there. We'll say brown hair. Black hair.
So they have to have brown or black hair.
Oh, guys, I didn't even notice this until I just paused it right here. Look in the top left. I need whoever is not high right now to leave. I didn't even notice that one. Now, again, I'm down. I'm 420 friendly. So I'm totally down. But if that was a legit one, like, imagine that. At that event, how many people would actually be high then? Probably not many. I never saw that until right now, and I've seen this, I think, 2 other times. So interesting. But, you know, I'm not going to hold her to that one because I actually didn't notice it. It's not in my notes, so it's not official.
Wow. This counts. This doesn't count.
Am I out?
I think so.
All right, are we
Are you in
unclear
it?
about brown eyes and brown hair? And black hair counts, right?
Oh yeah, sorry guys.
Yeah.
I need both.
Brown eyes, black and brown hair.
I was like, I don't have, like, I have one.
Yeah, that was a super confusing one that she gave him. So here is the next criteria. And by the way, the high thing I meant is if you're stoned. Smoking weed is what I meant by high, and that's what she meant on this. Qualifying criteria. You must have brown eyes plus brown or black hair. So if you don't have brown eyes, you're out. And if you have brown eyes but you don't have brown or black hair, you're out. Hey, take that, guys. Me and my sweet angel Angie. Battle me, guys. Battle me. Who's still left? I'm still in. Let's go. I can't wait to win over my queen. I'm going to spoil her. Oh my gosh. I hope, you know what? I bet you she has an OnlyFans account, and I'm totally supportive. I'm going to be her biggest fan, her number one subscriber. Going to pay her for some provocative photos because she won't give them to me, of course, without paying for them. I got a brown eye. All right, Riva, still here. Okay, we're still battling. Curved, I'm still battling. Curved, what does eye color have to do with it? Match Hunter, hey, don't be a pig. Don't be a misogynist. These are her values that she holds dear. Do not mansplain to her that she can't have values like you must have brown eyes and brown or black hair. Oh, man. We're living in a clown world for sure. I have brown eyes and black hair, what's left of it. Okay, but it still works, Day Drive. That still works. I wouldn't be there in the first place. OnlyFans. What's up, Danny? All right, I'm still battling. I got a couple people I'm still battling here. I'm going to win over my lady. I can't. Oh, man. I'm going to treat her like such a queen, guys. I'm going to worship her footsteps. Okay, Okie Victow. Hey, man, another super chat. Okie Victow says, if it wasn't for Scorpio, I would still be in. But, Okie Victow, you got to respect her values as a woman. So this is really important to her. And unfortunately, you just could not live up to wanting to have sex at the beach, or being down for sex at the beach, being down for vegan food, brown hair, brown or black hair and brown eyes. You could not handle doing all that and being a non-Scorpio. So I'm still winning right now, man. Still winning right now. Oh, man. All right. Yeah, these are not values. I don't know if women know that, but, Yeah,
I'd prefer somebody who is not religious. Yeah, no.
Wait, guys. Here's another one I had to show you guys. By the way, again, theoretically, it wasn't in the official question. I noticed this later, but if you voted for Trump, get the F out, she had up here. So that was another one of hers. So if that was an official one, I would be out. But the one that she gives, although I don't know if that accounts, that maybe they just don't air all of this stuff. Maybe it does count.
Kind of.
All right. Hey, we're on the next one here, okay? The next qualifying criteria is, if you are religious, I'm just quoting her specifically, exactly what she said. If you are religious, please don't be, and excuse yourself. If you are religious or if you go to church, please don't be and excuse yourself. Now, theoretically, I consider myself like spiritual and I don't go to church, but I'm very much, I have a lot of respect for the scriptures and I do my own searching on that avenue. So technically, I would probably scoot by on this, but I voted for Trump, so I'd be eliminated anyway. So I'm out. I don't know if anyone else is still in on this one. Her church is the CC. Oh. Wait till you guys see this one. I forgot about this. Okay. Not only this, guys. Again, here would be another red flag, I would say, if she poses a question like this. If you're religious, please don't be and excuse yourself, the way that she says that. Because women like this typically worship themselves. They see themselves as a goddess. They see themselves as a supernatural God. They see themselves as the be-all, end-all. When they don't look up to some other higher power, they typically see themselves as that, the center of the universe. So, look at this, guys. I forgot about this. Okay. So this was right after the Trump thing. I voted for myself. Haha, I don't vote, whatever. And then she says, if you're religious, please don't be and excuse yourself.
Kind of.
Okay. Rafa Surfati. Look what he says. He says, Jesus saves. Then he says, just kidding, I'm atheist. Well, he was scared to let that one float. He said it, and then right away he said it again. Just kidding. Not a strong move. But anyway, he says, Jesus saves. Just kidding, I'm atheist. Now listen to this goddess mindset. This is what you'll find when women have an attitude like this about no spiritual or no higher power or any of that stuff. Look at this. Jesus saves. So do I. Right? That is literally the mindset they're going to have if that's like, if she has the little whole like directive about if you go to church, don't bother. You're stupid and all that. That is what, and this is what a lot of women run around with this mindset, right? When you don't have anything else to believe in, they believe in themselves. They're the be all end all because they got 42 simps every time they post a picture commenting how beautiful she is. So they literally believe that they're some goddess or some center of the universe. That's why when you talk about this would be a definite red flags. It would be a lot harder to actually go, there's so many red flags. It'd be a lot harder to do like green flags. But to me, I would say a green flag for a girl would be a girl that believes she has believe in a higher power, pretty much raised conservatively. I feel like these days you would have to have that is like a fundamental thing to even consider anything else above that, because if not, this is the mindset she's gonna have. Where she worships herself. Jesus saves, so do I. Oh man. Yeah, I know. What? Save from what? Save from where? Exactly. No. This is her mindset. She's a queen goddess.
I'm down for when we're like senior citizens to be like domestic partners. That's the legal term. But other than that, no. No marriage, no kids. Honestly, no cats either. But I do want a house with a backyard to grow some strawberries. That's all. Roll away. Hey. And that's that. Those were all my questions.
That's that.
Let's go have sex beach now.
Yeah, this girl's so down. She's such a party girl. I was just looking at your guys' comments laughing. Yeah, I'll pay you to go down there. No, man. Be very careful what's down there. I bet that smells like a mix between clam chowder that has sat out for 4.5 days in the 70 degree weather and raw tuna fish straight from the can. That, to me, is probably what it smells like down there. So, yeah, definitely good advice. Be careful there. Do not go around that pink stink. Yeah, these are real losers sticking around here. Oh, man. So, what do we got here? For the last qualification, if anyone was still left for this Angel Angie, my sweet angel that I had to let go after the Trump thing, All right, no marriage, no kids, no cats. Now, all right, on one hand, we got to give her some credit, right? No marriage, don't believe in marriage, all that. Like, credit if she sticks to that. But this is one of those dangerous, this is going to be one of the most dangerous chameleons, as you call them, if this is her thoughts now. But as she gets older, if that changes, and then all of a sudden she wants, she's like, maybe I do want to get married because she's like lonely or not getting the looks. That is going to be the scariest one, because you already know that she had no wants or desires to have marriage or kids. And it's more of an impulse at that moment later on. This is one you'd want to be very careful with. But no marriage, no kids, no cats. Screw you. I love cats. I'm out. I was already out, but I'm out again. I love my feline friends, the cat family. I also love dogs. I love them all. Yeah, she'll Matt Jenner said it right. They'll come later post-wall. They will come later post-wall.
I mean, this was really weird. It was interesting. We're in 2018. It feels like we're definitely
2018?
Going places. I just think I know what I want, and if somebody knows what they want, why not say it to manifest it? People have said it straight to my face before, and that feels right. I don't know. You're too young, and it's okay, cool. I have no control over that. Or you smoke too much weed. It's well, I have control over that, but fuck you, I'm not gonna change. So why waste time,
You have a Instagram?
I do. Are we gonna exchange that?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
They are gonna bang hard.
I know. Dude, now I feel like now we're gonna run into each other there. Can I type it? Because I don't know what it is.
She says, this is so funny, guys. This is what's so great about technology, is that we can finally expose these things. I can replay and go, hey, did you catch this? And we can replay it, versus spreading this word of mouth would be really hard to wake any guy up. But let's see. I think it was something about having no control over something.
Why not say it to manifest it? People have said it straight to my face before, and that feels right. I don't know. You're too young, and it's okay, cool. I have no control over that. Or
okay, you're too young. She goes, okay, cool. I have no control over that. All right. Does Oki MGTOW have any control over being born a Scorpio? Or being born with brown or black hair and brown eyes? Classic.
You smoke too much weed. It's well, I have control over that, but fuck, I'm not gonna change. So why waste time?
All right, I gotta be honest, guys. This girl on Tinder or Bumble, now she's down, man. She's down to smoke. She's down. She's a freak. She'd be fun. She'd, no doubt. I know. I got the vibes. She'd be wild. Be a good time. Don't commit to something like this ever. Ever. Yeah. Okay, so all right, let me see. I want to break down. Yeah. Woo. Oh, hey, thanks, Mr. Boot. I just saw you emailed me. Okay, let's see here. I do have one more thing to show you potentially. I don't have notes for it, but I thought it'd be a fun contrast to show you. But first, you know what? Let's see. Does this work? Nope, it doesn't work. Let me see if I can just go. No. Okay, let's do that. All right. Okay, I'll show you guys one more video, but let's start with a little kind of experiment, because, okay, what is one thing, in fact, actually, if I go back to this right here, and we talk about something that this is like a given. We've talked about the 6'6" before. This is like if any woman really, like, she didn't have to put any like restraints down, she wasn't like 35 and realized, oh crap, I need to change my expectations. This 6'6" is what pretty much all women would be like, yeah, of course I want something like that or more. Okay, the 6'6" in a man. So let's just start with number 5. This is a big one. The 6'6", she wants a guy with, 6-figure income, 600 horsepower car, 6-pack abs, 6 months from last relationship, 6 feet tall, and 6 inches in the pants. So let's start with literally just number 5. Just number 5, 6 feet tall. All right. Okay, so 6 feet tall. So to start with this, to just give us a little something, a little number to kind of look at. In fact, actually, I forgot I have a quiz for this, guys. Where did I put it? I know I have a quiz for this. Maybe I didn't add it in yet. I'll add it in right now, guys. Don't worry. I know I did. I think. Oh yeah, here we go. Boom. Perfect. Let's do it. Okay, here's a quiz, guys. Here's a quiz for us. And sorry for any of you guys that aren't in the United States. It's just, it differs from where you go. So I thought that this would be an easier one, just thinking the United States. Prince quiz here. What percentage of U.S. men are 6 feet or taller? Okay, this is one of the 6'6". If women don't have any stipulations, they're going to say, yeah, absolutely, I want a guy that's 6 feet or taller, plus a boom, boom, boom. Yeah, Alexis, you're right, dude. I do. I know. I've been. I don't wear the mask thing, so I haven't been able to get a haircut recently. It's like mandatory mask right now where I live. But we'll just see what happens. But anyway, guys. Okay, so A, 9% of men of the United States men are 6 feet or taller. B is at 14% of men. C is at 19% of men, or D is at 24% of men. What do you guys think in the United States? What percentage of men are 6 feet or taller? And I think that they took into account you're like 20 years or older, so we're not talking about children and all that stuff. So we see, I got a lot of different ones here. We got C, A, B, 9%, which is A, D, B, A or B, A, B, B, A or B, C, D. Okay, what is it? So, apparently it is B. It is 14%, or about 14.5% of United States men are 6 feet or taller, at least according to a few years ago when they did a study on that. So now, if we get rid of that, okay, 6 feet tall. Let's do some math. This is for the ladies out here. When we say, do women have too high of standards? If 6 feet is just like a starting point for a lot of women, like a lot of women will put maybe 5'10", 5'11", or higher on their online dating apps if they have that search function. All right, now. Take that number. So 14% of men in the United States are 6 feet or taller. Now, how many would be left? Because how many are already married of those 14%? How many of those guys are already married? Okay, and take whatever percentage it is. I don't know necessarily, but we can just keep this in mind. It's obviously going to be less than now the 14%. Okay, how many of those now are currently in relationship? So think about women on online dating apps that are looking for a single guy. Well, how many now of these 14% are not already married and they're not already currently in a relationship? Percentage is going to keep going down. Now, let's take that number, right? And this isn't crazy. I'm not saying a guy that's 6'5" and or whatever. This is just 6 feet, which again is what a lot of women will talk about. Now, out of these, right, how many of that 14% are not married, they're not currently in a relationship, and they're not currently in jail or prison? Think about that. How many of these guys are actually, some of these you might say, some of the alpha males or the Chad and Tyrons, how many of these guys are now also in jail or prison? Like, how many are left out there? All right, now, I don't have a percentage for this. But again, if we're saying, okay, there's 14% of guys that are in this, in the whole United States that are over 20. Out of that, how many left that are not married? How many left are not currently in a relationship? And how many left of those aren't also, they're not in jail or prison? Oh, Red Pill Phil, thank you. Holy cow. I didn't even think about this. This would drop another handful of men these days, right? And not gay. I didn't even think about that. Wow. Okay, so the percentage is going down and down and down, right? We could assume. Now, take that percentage that we now have that's going to be pretty dang small, a lot smaller than 14% now. And again, remember, that's going to be the starting requirement for a lot of women, just 6 feet or taller. Okay, how many of these guys are still left? Now, do they have a 6-figure income? So how many of these guys in this tiny percentage also have a 6-figure income? Okay, remember, they're single, they're not in prison, all that. They also have a 6-figure income. Now, how many of those guys also have a 600 horsepower car? Now, again, these aren't like you need to have them as much as like the 6 feet one. A lot of women do like really live by that one. But like the 600 horsepower car, right? There's going to be guys maybe that are in that echelon of they have the money, they have the potential for it, but they're not willing to spend it on a 600 horsepower car. Maybe they're careful with their money or they're saving it for other things. So again, more percentages are dropping. How many of these guys also have a 6-pack abs? All right, of these guys in this small percentage, and again, if they have a 6-figure income, 600 horsepower car, again, you're going to have to devote more time to work to increase your income and all that. So there's going to be a percentage of those guys that are just, they went the work route and they didn't go the keeping their body in shape route. Again, you're going to drop off more guys, 6-pack abs. 6 months from last relationship, I'm going to cancel that out. I don't think that matters if a guy had these other things. And then 6 feet tall, then down here, 6 inches in the pants. I don't know if that correlates. I would guess the taller the guy are, it would probably correlate somewhat. Like bigger guys have bigger hands and bigger feet typically. Like I would guess it probably correlates, but there are going to be some that don't measure up there as well that meet these other standards. Now, again, I've done videos before where we started with the 6'6" without breaking down all the percentages of starting with 14% and going from there. And it's still like there's so many more requirements a lot of these women have. But when you break it down like that, okay, now what are you left with? And then when you think about that, if I were talking to women right now, like if I was talking to a woman that actually was like, wait a second, and she was actually curious, like what's happening, what's going on? It would be like, okay, think about now the percentage of that type of man that you're going to find. Now go, all right, that guy that he's not in a relationship, he's not married, he doesn't have this or that, he doesn't have probably kids. That's going to be another one a lot of these women are going to want. Like they're not going to want a guy that already has kids. That would be another percentage itself. But now take that guy that has not done all those other stuff. Now, is that guy red-pilled? Because if he is, good luck getting a guy like that to commit to you because he understands this. He's aware of this. So you're going to have to now find the percentage of those guys that are blue-pilled enough that they're still willing to get married in this day and age. So when women are looking at this and they're going, well, yeah, that's what I want and I should have my standards and there's nothing wrong with having my values. And if he's not a Scorpio, screw him. It's like, fine, do it. But this is why so many guys are just like laughing like, yeah, I'm out. Why? It's so unreasonable now and they don't understand, they don't get it. Then you have that guy up there that, let's just say he's blue-pilled enough that he's still going to get married. Now, what are you, as a woman, bringing to the table that will get that top of the top 3%, 5%, whatever man you're looking for at that point? What is it going to be that differentiates you from all the other women that are fighting after that same guy? Because all women are at that point. And that's where it's like, you look at that Angie girl that we just went over, no way that she would ever lock down the top guy. Not a chance. The other girl, Lauren, not a chance. The one that we looked at. The first girl, I still don't think there's a chance. She wants to wait till she's 33 to have children. So again, when this is a scenario, when you logically look at it, we're like, holy cow. It's again like looking into the crystal ball. It's like, oh, we already know what's going to happen. We see what's going to happen. We already know this is going to be destruction for a lot of women. And again, we could say the same thing for the side of men that are blue-pilled. Going to be destruction for a lot of these guys because they're going to be preyed on by these vulture women that have been around the block so many different times. They know all of the games, and they're going to be cleaning up the scraps at some point. Crap, I better get this guy to commit to me. I'm 32, 33, and they have all the tricks in the book at that point. Like that Angie girl we just saw, that girl probably has triple-digit body count, my guess. Maybe not quite that high, but probably around there, or she'll get there. So that's when it's like, crap, man. All these women are going to have a really hard time, but same with those blue-pilled men. That's why you got to learn this stuff or you're in trouble. You are in trouble. Okay, guys. Okay, so what do I got here? Yeah, you know what? As we transition, I am leaving for Minnesota. Shout out to the Vikings. This Saturday. And I'm going to be there for 2 weeks with my family, relatives, all that, big family gathering. So I won't live stream for the next 2 weeks. I'll live stream after that when I get back the Wednesday after. So I'm going to show you guys one more video. And that will be kind of a transition. And then we'll end with, I got a little conspiracy stuff. But again, this next video is still right what we're talking about. And then after that, if you want to veer off when it gets to conspiracy related, I will give you another warning. But, as I relax a little bit, finish up this beer, I'm going to show you guys what looked like, just to give you perspective of when a guy did that 20 verse 1, same scenario, and just see the difference in what the guy was looking for, the questions he asked, and how he responded when women were getting eliminated. So we'll put that on. I probably won't stop it much. I think I'll probably just let it roll for the most part. Maybe I'll stop it here and there. And then we'll get on to the next thing.
How many people do you think will be left?
Okay, so this is the guy. This is the guy that is gonna do the 20 verse 1. And you know what? I'm just gonna try to like zip my tongue and not talk much during this. Just let you guys enjoy it and make your own impressions about the guy, what he did, how he handled it. I'm gonna be watching the comments and drinking my beers. That's what I'm gonna do. I gotta remind myself. Gotta zip it. All right, here we go.
I'll say 2. I guess I'll just throw a number out. If it's 0, then hey, that's my life already, so it's cool.
Instead of hello, I just put help.
Anyone who doesn't want to go on a blind date, leave the circle in 3, 2, 1.
Hi. I think I definitely prefer girls who have been in a relationship before, or at least maybe a long-term relationship, because they really kind of know what it's like to be in a relationship, and starting something new with somebody who's not had that is a lot harder.
So his first big requirement, no, he's not saying if you're a, what do you call it? What's that horoscope? Dang it. And I jumped in already, guys. I couldn't help myself. But anyway, the first question was not anything about your zodiac sign. It was, hey, if you've been in a relationship for 6 months or longer, stay. If you haven't, leave, because he's like, I'm looking for something more serious. And if a girl has been in a relationship, I know that she's more committed or serious. I can follow the logic if that's what he's looking for.
Honestly. Fair.
Wow.
Okay. A lot of them out. Oh God. Okay, we'll go for the clickbait first.
Getting experimental in the bedroom is always fun for me. That sounds like I'm Christian Grey, but nothing too crazy. I don't like things getting boring. Not just like positions, but throw little kinks in there, fetishes.
I forgot. I had to pause that, guys. I really forgot. I only seen this video once. This guy, he's got a little dirty side to him. The kinks and fetishes. He goes, oh, she's sending the Pocahontas memes. That would give me a little bit. If you're not down to fool around with planned consent, then please leave the circle. It's a nice way he put it. I give it to him. That's so funny, with planned consent.
Okay, cool. Got that out of the way, I guess.
Ethnicity-wise, I have zero preference. I genuinely find beauty in like any race or culture or anyone. But when it comes to like physical attributes, I definitely prefer girls who are either a couple inches taller than me or shorter. I don't mind it when a girl is a little bit taller than me, but if it's over like 2 inches maybe, I'd feel a little bit weird.
Fair.
All right, I gotta jump in. Just to give you a statistics-wise, he said if you're 5'10" or shorter, you can stay. So if you're above 5'10", you can leave. Now, again, when women want 6 feet tall or above, typically is their standard. The average, at least in the United States, I believe it's 5'9". It's like 5'9.3 inches tall. So they're asking for something that is 3 inches above what the average is. He's saying, hey, if you're 5'10" or below, you can stay. So if you're 5'11" or higher, the percentages of women that are so small. The average female, I think, in the United States is like 5'3" or 5'4" inches tall. So again, his standard, pretty dang reasonable. He's more like, hey, unless you're like freakishly crazy tall and out of it, I'm still interested. Where women, it's like virtually opposite. Unless you're freakishly tall, 14%, the top 14%, then no chance.
Cool.
I don't like it when girls believe in horoscopes. which is like the weirdest thing ever. But I hate it when someone's like, oh, I'm a Libra. I don't think we'd click. The moons aren't aligned for this month, so we can't really, you know, get boba because we wouldn't click. I hate that shit.
All right, again, notice the wording though he uses. We can laugh. They both use horoscope questions. Look at his wording. If you genuinely believe in horoscopes, please kindly exit, right? He's giving so much plausible deniability that any of these women, unless they're diehard, oh my God, I live and die by the horoscopes, they're going to be like, yeah, I don't fully believe and live my whole life by them. So he's giving them, this is the difference in standards, right? He's giving them like an easy out. It's like, unless you're a crazy, that's how you wake up and that's what you look at in the newspaper and that's how you live your entire day, you can stay. Versus the first girl, oh, I don't even believe, or the second girl, I don't even believe, dang it, the third girl, I don't even believe in horoscopes, but if you, Oki McDowell, are a, if you're a, whatever that is, man, I keep forgetting, then you have to leave. So just the wording is different on the standards.
God's good, man. Fuck. Okay.
I like girls who are into the arts and like creative arts. So people who are already down that path when we start dating, love studying arts or anything within that field. Career-wise, that's something to talk about, you know? I can't talk about accounting because I don't know shit about accounting. So definitely like someone who aligns within my interests within the arts, whether that be music, physical, painting, acting, camera, whatever.
All right, again, just look how he frames and asks the question. And we're just comparing the difference between men's standards versus women's standards. Okay, so a lot of times you could see a girl might go, hey, if you're into the arts and that's what you want to do as a passion for your living, sorry, get lost. I need a man that can provide. I need a man that can make money. And if you're going to be an artist, you're probably not going to make money. So a lot of times they might use that question and be like, yeah, see ya. Look how he's wording this. Anyone who wants to work those kinds of art careers in the future, please stay. You can love the arts, but having it as your work is even better. So he's saying if you love arts, you're into arts, you're creative, stay. And it's even better if that's what you want to pursue is your career. So again, he's just giving so much plausible deniability, so many outs, which I always talk about. Like even on online dating, guys are more like you see 4 sketchy pictures and 2 good ones of a girl, and you're like, all right, I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt, and you give her a chance. Versus women, it's like she sees 15 really great pictures of you and 1 where she's like, what the heck did he do in that picture? And she's like, I'm out. It's just a totally difference in the way that men and women are like more see the dating game and their standards, really. I mean, men are definitely a lot more realistic, we'd say.
Sorry. Hi, nice to meet everyone. Sorry, I'm Matoki. Suzanne, nice to meet you. Nice, Julia. Okay, nice to meet you. Adai, nice to meet you. Julia, nice to meet you. Heather, nice to meet you guys. Funny responses. That was fun. That was cool. Everyone's quirky. It was like fun, but also terrifying. I kind of wanted to shit myself that whole time.
Does this mean that we're all compatible?
I was surprised at how many people had not been in a long-term relationship. Maybe I was too specific on my dates, but that was kind of interesting, just like, from the get-go.
Do you feel good
Yeah, I guess everyone's true colors comes out as time passes. I guess getting the few preferences out first is kind of nice, but I can't really say that I would want to get in a relationship with somebody based on just, guidelines that I set. Yeah, it's hard. I'm not a picky guy, I'm a lover of all beings. That sounds fucking dumb.
As always, we'd love.
I would drink a beer with that guy. I think he was he seemed like a good-hearted guy, and I thought he was kind of fun. But yeah, they definitely have different requirements. Like, he was surprised even how self-reflective he was. He was like, man, maybe I shouldn't have been so specific. And that was like his first question was if you've been in a relationship for at least 6 months, which is setting the bar kind of low, right? 6 months, that seems like everyone would have done at some point, like theoretically. So it's funny though that he's like, man, maybe that was too strict. Versus like a lot of times the girls are like, nope, I have my standards, I have my values, and I live by them. And if a guy can't meet those standards, then he's not worth my time. Danny loves that little Asian girl. Danny. I'll take the one with the small top and ripped jeans. Nice. Yeah, guys, hey, just as a one more all out of the qualifying criteria that we saw from some of these ladies earlier. If you don't like to dance, not into choking, 5'10" or taller, preferably 5'11" or 6 foot. Want kids within 7 years. And then, like you said, I lost, the younger than her one. I don't know where the heck If you're into astrology, unlock that. Boom. Man, I am all over. What the heck? Oh. Boom. brown hair, brown eyes, whatever. This is taking so much more time than I want. Go to church. Oh yeah, if you're religious, please excuse yourself. And no marriage, no kids, no cats. All right, from the ones that I can remember, I think I forgot some of these, but just these are some of the requirements from two of the women that were not they weren't 10s or anything, right? They weren't the highest status. If you don't like to dance, you're out. No marriage, no kids, and no cats. You're out. If you aren't 5'10" or taller, sit 5'11", prefers taller. If you aren't into choking, you're out. These are my values. I need a man that can choke me. Leave if you want kids within 7 years. No, I don't want to start popping kids out till I'm 33 until I have 4 eggs left in my entire body. You must have brown eyes plus brown or black hair or you're out. If you are a Scorpio, go away. I'm not even into astrology, by the way. If you aren't down to eat vegan food, if you're not down to have sex at the beach, go away. And if you're religious, please don't be and excuse yourself. Good times. Good little recap of some of the standards we got for these ladies. Let me get rid of all these. Boom, boom, boom. And then we'll see what we got left here. There's a couple things I wanted to bring to your guys' attention as far as... Oh, yeah, okay. This will be the nice... this will be a transition, guys. Transition, all right? I'm going to talk a few things about conspiracies, about what's going on in the world, in my opinion, right now. And let me get rid of that. Boom. Get rid of that. Boom. I see you, Danny. I see you, Danny. Okay, so let's see. Where do I start? I got these saved in my folder here. First off, Ghislaine Maxwell. Do you guys hear about Ghislaine Maxwell? If you guys, if you haven't heard of Ghislaine Maxwell, if you heard about the Epstein thing, Epstein didn't kill himself, that whole thing, Ghislaine Maxwell was like, she was, in a lot of people's opinions, more important than he was. She knows some things that are going on. In fact, okay, you guys heard about Ghislaine Maxwell potentially. Okay, let's actually go to a quick little video that will just give you some heads up on Ghislaine Maxwell.
How many people do you think will be left?
Not that. That has nothing to do with it. So there's no talking on this video, although I think it had a decent beat. I can't remember. We'll see. Okay, guys. So anyway, Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell. Guys, this is huge. For anyone that doesn't know, I mean, people that know are like really excited when we saw Ghislaine Maxwell get indicted and arrested. But people that don't know, this is so much bigger than, this is not just another one of those things like, oh, there's no big deal. Like this is, it's going to connect, guys. It's going to connect. Okay, so as a quick little catch up. I really don't know where everyone's at here. I don't know how many people have seen this for the first time or whatnot. Jeffrey Epstein ran that's that guy here on the left that supposedly killed himself. Anyway, he has ties to all sorts of high level people like the Clinton, just a ton of people that, household names big time. He knew everyone basically. Jeffrey Epstein had an island called Epstein Island that would traffic children to the island, and then they would do all sorts of stuff with these children, with these really elite high-level people, politicians, celebrities, anyone that has a prominent voice. They're going to get them to the island. They're going to try to get them to the island so that they can compromise them, and then they're in their pocketbook. Because once you got someone compromised and they hold a big voice of the people, then you know that they'll never spill the secrets. If they're in on the secrets, they're not going to reveal or spill some of the darkest secrets about what's been going on in our world for a very, very long time. So Epstein had an island, Epstein's Island, that, again, it would take people on like the Lolita Express. It would take people on airplanes. There's flight logs with all these people that would go on these islands to visit, or to go on to visit Epstein's Island. And again, they would do all sorts of stuff to children. I'm not talking about like you hear in the mainstream news of these children that are, 14 or 15 or 16 years old. Again, I have a problem with that, but still, when people are like, okay, yeah, in the media, they're going to tell you, she's 16 years old or whatnot. It's so much darker and younger than that. For instance, let me show you this picture. Okay, this is what they call, it's disgusting, guys, raccoon eyes, panda eyes. So symbology is another thing that you'll see. A lot of these people work with symbology. Someone brought up gematria before. There's all sorts of coding that these people use to signal to each other that they're in the clubs. A lot of times you'll see this on big things, big mainstream narratives or mainstream video games or certain things. You'll see like a panda is the avatar, or you'll see a panda is like the spokesperson for certain things. When you know certain things about these people, you understand that that's another symbol. Pandas, panda eyes. So what this panda eyes thing is, and you see this on this baby, I'm telling you guys, as young as you can possibly think, these sick, disgusting people. The blood vessels, how you get panda eyes like a child like this is that it's forced sodomy. So these children are raped, and then the blood vessels, like, it's just so intense for them at this age that it like erupts or ruptures in their eyes, and they get these huge black eyes from it. And this is one of these sick things that when you see panda bears and all that stuff, it's not as innocent in certain cases. If they're one of these bad, people, then that's going to be one of those symbols as well, the panda bear. So I was showing you something like this just to let you guys know this goes as young as possible, like infant, newborn. They grow children to sacrifice. I mean, it's beyond anything humane, and this is exactly why I have to talk about this, because this is this should not be allowed. Like should not be allowed. So anyway, the reason why, guys, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, the first thing that got me so interested in President Donald Trump, okay? The first thing that got me personally so interested, again, I have a background, I taught second grade. That was my thing. That was my passion. Like, I love that. There was so much fun. If you destroy the innocence of a child, that is, I think, the most disgusting thing you can do on this earth, in my opinion. And one of the first things that drew me to Donald Trump was nothing about like the policies on that. It was hearing about what he was doing about child and human trafficking. This is something that I was not all that aware of until I started really looking into it. So, example, and again, there's going to be people that if you're, I don't know where you're at yet. If you're still skeptical of Trump, totally understand. But there's going to be people who are like, well, I heard Trump was pictured with Epstein and all that. It's like I know all that. No problem. Just you can look at all that, and all that stuff is debunked in itself. But what's really cool is that under no other presidency would someone like Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell be indicted and arrested. Under no other administration, because this has gone on for years and years and years, did we hear about any of this stuff.
Human smugglers, how bad is that? Human smuggling. People think of that as an ancient art. There are more human smugglers right now, traffickers they call them, than at any time in the history of our world because of the internet, unfortunately.
Now, Trump mentions stuff like this a lot. And a lot of people, if you haven't watched his rallies, haven't really done your own research, and you only see what's drip fed to you on the mainstream, on the internet, or on CNN or any of those places, even Fox News, you're not going to see the full picture. He talks about this a lot. This is one of the biggest things about why the wall was so important, was to protect our border from drugs, guns, and human trafficking. So humongous, so huge. So that's what something he's talked about this a lot. It's really big. That's what first got my attention, because I was like, that's something that when I heard about it, dude, I was sick to my stomach, and I was like, I'm so glad someone's aware of this and taking care of it. Now, let's see. So I saw someone, some of you guys are talking about vaccines. I love this. I saw... Man, you guys know your stuff, man. I'm looking at a lot of this stuff. I saw somebody mention something about vaccines. I'm trying to put it up here. Boom, 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 boom. We can talk about that. Man. Yeah, it says Trump doesn't like vaccines either. What hurts kids? Yeah. They're going to have to do something for a lot of the mainstream people. They're going to have to come out and say there's a vaccine available. But if you listen to Trump, he talks a lot about, some of the more alternative ways that you can heal, like hydroxychloroquine is one of the things that he brought up a long time ago. So yeah, vaccines, again, look into that in your own time, guys. If you're not skeptical about vaccines, you should be. And if you're not skeptical, that means you haven't looked in and researched it. Because if you have, you're skeptical. That's just how it goes. Yeah, look at this. Vaccines rape your skin. Okay, so we'll talk about vaccines, actually. We'll point this to. Okay, so this is a current video of with the whole Black Lives Matter thing going on. And you guys know how many people are emotionally divided or torn on this whole thing. And just listen to, watch this video. Make sure I have this. Oh yeah, I labeled this Our Generation Today. And I honestly think, guys, that along with again, why I say marriage is not at all safe right now for men is there's been so much corruption going on. But along with obviously biased courts and all that stuff, well, feminism, the mindset that women have is one big deal. Taking birth control, big deal. When they're having abortions, big deal. All these things can mess up the psyche. But I honestly believe that vaccines are playing a big part in masculinizing women and feminizing a lot of men. And if you look about how they create vaccines and aborted fetal tissues and all that stuff, and you dig it, you can kind of piece together the clues yourself. But listen to this. This is our generation today, and this is so true. It's so many
Due to
people think like
personal
this.
reasons, I will no longer be saying Black Lives Matter in response to All Lives Matter. Instead, I'm just going to say these hands matter and then rock your shit. Personal reasons, I will no longer be saying Black Lives Matter in response to All Lives Matter. Instead, I'm just going to say these hands matter and then rock your shit. Due to personal reasons, I will no longer be saying Black Lives Matter in response to All Lives Matter. Instead, I'm just going to say these hands matter and then rock your shit. Due to personal reasons, I will no longer be saying Black Lives Matter in response to All Lives Matter. Instead, I'm just going to say these hands matter and then rock your shit.
This girl looks like an owl, guys. Just notice the difference between the women that are these days and past days. And I get it. If women happen to be watching this, there are the crop of men. There's a bunch of soy boy, like we talk about, Betamon, that are not attractive to women either. So I get it that they're not all that excited for them too. But, unfortunately, right, the highest status, the smartest men are learning to walk away because they understand what's going on. So it's bad for women too, because the only ones that are left willing to commit are a lot of the opposite of this, but just male version. So that was it, and I don't know if you guys could catch that pattern, right? They were showing every single one of those girls followed that exact same script. They just muted the voices at a certain point, obviously, to show that. But again, it's just like this is what society's churning out right now. This is the scariness of society. Someone mentioned barn owl. I just had to, after you mentioned that, I've got to just download a picture and compare them. Let's see. Let's see if this... Okay, let's... And when someone asks, are these men? Like, I literally think there's such a gender confusion right now, and I think vaccines have a lot to do with that. Getting, are you getting an X or are you getting a Y? Are you getting a little bit of each if you're a male or female? Who knows? Let me see this barn owl. Let's see if... There it is. That's a barn owl. That is a barn owl. Dang. Okay, check it out, guys. I got like a widow's peak kind of in the middle like that, like she does. Man, what do you guys think? Maybe that's what I'm going to do with all this hair now. I'm going to do the barn owl look. Yeah, that's hot, guys. That's hot. Man, I'll have these feminists beating down my door trying to get to me with this barn owl look. Are those eyebrows tattooed? Good question. Probably. I don't know. Okay, so that was our generation day. Now, okay, I'm bouncing back and forth. If you follow me for a while, you just know that's how it works with my mind. Okay, I want to show you guys a couple other things that are just things that I picked up on that I thought were important. So let's look at, okay, so I showed you that picture of, or I showed you that thing with Trump talking about human trafficking. Okay, again, that's why I got so involved and excited at first. Now, if you guys saw the Mount Rushmore speech by Trump, if you haven't, I recommend watching it. I thought it was great. But Melania was wearing this dress, okay? And I wanted to point this to your guys' attention for a reason. I don't know if you guys saw this, but she was wearing this white dress here. And it made, just like they do a lot in the social media, they'll make fun of Melania or whatever dress she's wearing. But when Michael Obama was wearing something, they would praise him for every, dress or whatever he was wearing. But anyway, it shows, looks like Donald took his Sharpie to Melania's dress. A lot of people were making fun of this dress that she was wearing because this was at Mount Rushmore. And she has this dress. It has a bunch of like scribbles, it looks like, on there. Okay? Well, that's funny, right? That's what a lot of people just like laugh at in the mainstream. It's like, well, there's so many clues that these two give, Trump and Melania, and a lot of things they do. So let's look into more about her dress. All right? Man, it's so hard to pull this corner in, man. I can't find. There we go. What the heck? There's this little corner. This is what I get for not loading in before, and it's my fault. I literally can't change this. Why? No. We're getting this. I'm determined, guys. All right, we'll try this one just to start with this one. Okay, anyway, social media made fun of Melania's dress she wore last night. They said it looked like President Trump scribbled on it with a marker. It is a dress designed by Alexander McQueen. Now, Alexander McQueen, if you look into him, he committed suicide with a doorknob and all that stuff. And if you really understand, he didn't commit suicide, just like Kate Spade and a lot of other people. But Alexander McQueen was a fashion designer. So this dress was made by Alexander McQueen using sketches drawn by victims of child sexual abuse to describe their feelings. So that's why that dress looked like scribbles and Sharpies. She was, again, signaling about what's going on right now, the child trafficking and the rescuing the children. Oh my gosh, guys. You can't. No way. All right, whatever, man. I'm not going to read that one. I don't know how to. Social media made fun of Melania's dress when she wore it last night. They said it looked like President Trump scribbled on it with a marker. Oh my gosh, I just read that. That was all that for nothing. My fault, guys. I wasted about a good 49 seconds of your life. All right, let me show you another something here. Okay, look at this again. Now look at a close-up of her dress. Look at that. That's another close-up picture. And show that next to, look at that face, next to Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. If you guys have seen my live streams before, you saw that whole clip I showed from Adrenochrome of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Look at that, the exact same face for that. So Alexander McQueen, again, fashion designer, was abused as a child. He was through this whole circus. A lot of people are. The Linkin Park main singer was it Chester Bennington. Same thing with that. A lot of people that die, like Avicii got murdered or committed suicide. He was trying to expose these sex trafficking rings. It got a lot of respect for Avicii. So anyway, you'll see this all the time. They'll make fun of Trump's tweets, and they don't realize that Trump is signaling gematria in there by misspelling letters or capitalizing certain letters. You add the gematria up, and you put in a gematria calculator, and it'll give you like 5 to 10 different slogans or sayings of what that gematria would mean. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I sound like a crazy person, but if you do, then you're just like, yeah, good, I'm glad he covered gematria. Yes, I've looked into all of Trump's tweets and all that stuff. Do I have any other of the Melania thing? Okay. All right, here's one that I talked about with Oprah for a while. All right, Oprah Winfrey ordered to stand trial in case linked to sex abuse scandal of her all-girls school. So she has an all-girls school. There was a big controversy for it. A lot of the girls in her school, she had this all-girls school she made, were raped and trafficked. And it was like this big thing because it got found out about. But again, when you understand what's going on in the world, when you hear these celebrities fund this all-girls school, or they fund this all-boys school or whatever, or they're donating to some charity for children, honestly, guys, when you hear about that, that's typically a shell for trafficking. And they'll just use, because right, if you think someone like Oprah Winfrey is donating all this money to this orphanage, and you're like, oh wow, she's taking care of the children, the last thing you think is she's doing that publicity so that she's in charge of these children and then she can help traffic them. This is how they do it all the time. And we, as good-hearted people, it happens to us because we don't even think that way. We don't even think someone would do that. So it's just like, oh, nice, I'm going to donate $1 to the blah, blah, blah because of blah, blah, blah. And it's like, we've been lied to about so many things. These people are sick, as Q would say. Man, I don't think I can get into cloning on this one, guys. There's so much I could go into on that, but I do want to show you this picture. Maybe I'll do a cloning thing on it later, another one. But just notice all the celebrities that look alike, and this is just a handful of so many. Keira Knightley, Natalie Portman, Peter Facinelli, Christian Bale, Cody Fanning, Amanda Seyfried, Russell Crowe, Ben McKenzie, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Heath Ledger. So we just Katy Perry. There's a whole rabbit hole we could go down on that one, guys. If you look at, I don't think I have the Chester Bennington and John Podesta. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna find it right now, even though I don't have it ready. Oh yeah, yeah, baby. Here we go. Yeah, we're going to add this one in here. Okay. All right, yeah. All right, fine. It didn't save. Didn't save like I wanted it to. It's okay. Been here before. Dang it. Okay. I hope this one brings it up. For us here. Is it another? Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, so by the way, Linkin Park, the singer, I think it's Chester Bennington, right? You guys recognize him in the bottom right? Well, on the left there is Lawrence Rockefeller. If you know anything about the Rockefellers, you know that they're a very powerful, prestigious family. That was Lawrence Rockefeller. Right in there on the top one is John Podesta. That is everything to do with Hillary Clinton and the WikiLeaks emails about, this is where a lot of people figured out about the pedophilia code language and all that from these emails. And then you see Chester Bennington. Tell me that doesn't look exactly the same. Now, Chester Bennington, I believe he didn't know his father. He had sexual abuse when he was growing up. He was always traumatized. He was working with, was it Chris Cornell from another band trying to expose child trafficking and children that were abused. So a lot of people believe that John Podesta there was actually like his birth father, another one of these kids. A lot of these people that we are celebrities, whatever, that's why I showed you all the lookalikes, are all related. That's how it stays within the family, it stays in the system. It's hard for outsiders to get in to Hollywood and other things without getting a ton of stuff compromised on you because they're afraid that you would expose all this stuff. So anyway, yeah, Chester Bennington and Chris Cornell were going to expose it. They committed suicide, both of them as well, just like Avicii. Happens all the time. All right. Okay, let's get back to the Ghislaine Maxwell. Let's get back to that part. Ghislaine Maxwell. Why is it so important about Jeffrey Epstein? Well, here is so important, guys. The flight logs. Okay? Yes, spirit cooking. Yeah, you know, Danny. All right, so this is linked to Q Drop again. When you hear about QAnon, I'm just going to tell you right now, if you've looked into it yourself, you know you found a lot of great information from QAnon. If you haven't looked into it and you've only heard mainstream, then you hear it's a far-right conspiracy theory where they believe blah, 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 blah. Mainstream, they're going to give you crap. I've been following Q since it came out. I've learned more things from Q than anything else in my life. So this information right here is the names of people that were on Jeffrey Epstein's flight logs, people that we would know of or hear of. Now, that's a lot of names, and it's maybe hard for you guys to look at, so let me give you a little bit easier thing to see. And you'll understand why so many people are outspoken about President Trump, and they happen to be on this Jeffrey Epstein flight log. Here it is, Epstein flight logs. Let's look. I don't know who this guy is, top left. Alan Dershowitz, Alberto Pinto, Alec Baldwin, whatever, Ben Affleck, Charlie Sheen, Casey Wasserman, Bill Clinton, Beyonce Knowles, Anthony Kilds, Anderson Cooper. These are all people, their names were on the flight logs of going to Jeffrey Epstein's island. Again, on his island, they did satanic ritual abuse and all this sick stuff to children. So anyway, that's one piece of this. Okay, don't worry, guys. Oh, there's more, of course. Okay, let's look at some of the other ones. Chelsea Handler, Chris Tucker, Courtney Love, Dan Schneider. He works for like, what do you call it, like Disney or Nickelodeon or something like that. Little creep. David Koch, David whatever. Demi Moore, she has a really sick video of her making out with like an 11-year-old from a long time ago. Maybe you guys seen that. Doug Band, whoever this guy is, Emma Taylor, whatever. Ghislaine Maxwell, we know her. Gwen Stefani, Gwendolyn Beck, James Gunn, yes, the what do you call it guy? Guardians of the Galaxy guy. All right, whoever those guys are, I don't know. All right, let's see another pictures of some people you might know. Guy I used to love, Jim Carrey. Guy, he hates Trump. So anti-Trump. Used to love Jim Carrey. Dumb and Dumber was my favorite movie until I figured out about Jim Carrey in his past. Dumb and Dumber used to be my favorite movie. I loved Sonic the Hedgehog and Jim Carrey was in that. But anyway, Jim Carrey, Jimmy Kimmel, John Legend, Juan Pablo Molyneux, Justin Rowland, whatever. Kathy Griffin. A lot of people say that this is Anderson Cooper's brother that got transitioned at a young age. If you look at them side by side, they have a lot of similarities. Larry Summers, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Madonna. I'll show you guys some pictures of Madonna in a moment. Mark Epstein. Marshall Mathers. You guys know Eminem hates Trump. One of my best friends, we got in a huge scuffle over Trump when I was learning about all this stuff. He loves Eminem. That was his idol, his worship. He could not get past Eminem. So he literally just like, we basically don't talk anymore. He just hates Trump so much. And I'm like, literally like, I don't care if it was Trump or some other guy. The disgusting things that were going on, someone's exposing this, I'm on board with that person. And it's a lot of people, these are false idols. These are people that it's going to be so hard for the mainstream to take this in. Meryl Streep, Naomi Campbell, she would get a bunch of the models to get into this trafficking thing, Naomi Campbell. They use these people to get other people in. So that was the flight log of Epstein, of that. There's so many more people involved in this, but that was just a big one. In fact, like, look at this. What's this collage? What do they all have in common? They're pedos. I hated to see this one. Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man, man. I really liked, but he had a really troubled childhood. You know that he was born into all this. Charlie Sheen. All right, we got Oprah. I've known that one for a while. Quentin Tarantino. Jay-Z. He's been bad for a while. Will Ferrell. Again, used to love Will Ferrell movies. Tom Hanks. Douchebag pussy boy. Tom Hanks. Everyone's America's sweetheart. Tom Hanks. You guys, wait till you find out about Hanks and his handkerchiefs, if you don't know yet. Will Smith. Used to love Will Smith. One of my false idols I had growing up. Kevin Spacey. We knew about him. James Franco. I used to love James Franco. Again, yeah, Eminem up there, Jimmy Kimmel, all these. Is that Jack Black on the top left? Can't remember. Jim Carrey up there. Yeah, Will Smith sucks, man. If you watch Will Smith and how he's basically sacrificed his children, I lost all respect for Will Smith when I went into that rabbit hole. Yeah, okay, male patriarchy. See, here's things where when I'm not sure about something, I'm going to tell you guys. And it's one of those things where everyone thinks Michael Jackson has always thought he was a pedo for so long. And again, I don't know one way or the other, but I've heard of a lot of things that, like, I've heard things of where people were talking about, like, yeah, Michael Jackson was one of the only ones that didn't abuse me. He was trying to save me. He was trying to protect me. So there's a lot of stuff that really look fishy, especially when you look at, like, the documentaries that put on Netflix and all that stuff. But honestly, and again, I don't know, and I'm not saying he was clean, but honestly, what I've learned to believe basically is the saints that they portray on mainstream media are usually the sinners, and the sinners are usually the saints. So again, if you look at Donald Trump, he's not a saint, but you see what I'm saying? He's looked at as a sinner on mainstream media, but what he's doing is combating all this crap and going against this. Michael Jackson took a lot of heat. So I don't know on that one, but that is one of those ones where it's like, oh my gosh, it's too obvious. And when you look into things like this, it's like, I question everything now. So he's a guy where it's like, wow, was he actually trying to help children when everyone else was predators around him? I don't know. That's where my mind is like, I'm open to hearing information one way or the other on him, but it makes you think, right? If he was the one that everyone thought was, and all these other people you weren't sure of, it makes you almost go, wait a second, was there something more to this story? So that's super interesting in itself. Yeah, I know what you guys are saying, right? So again, I'm not sticking up for Michael Jackson in the sense that I don't know, but when I hear stuff like that, and I go, maybe we heard all this dirt on him. You hear about the worst stuff on him, just like you've heard about the worst of Donald Trump. Grab her by the pussy. You hear about the worst of a lot of these people. Is basically the sacrificial lambs for other people. Was he really bad? I really don't know. But I'm not, as far as these other people, I am much more sure that these are sick people rather than Michael Jackson, as funny as that sounds. All right, let's look at... Okay, we saw Madonna on there. All right, this recently, Madonna posted this, guys. This was like literally like a couple days ago. She says, everyone has a crutch. And look at Madonna. Look at this Madonna girl posing topless with a crutch here. And look at, I mean, when you look into bone structures, all this stuff, Madonna here, like, you guys follow Madonna on some things, man. She's going crazy. A lot of people would say she's going crazy without her adrenochrome. So there's Madonna. Now, tell me this is actually Madonna. Is this the same Madonna? Is this just Madonna without adrenochrome? Or is this a clone that they placed instead of Madonna? Like, look, like there's the Madonna that we know more on the right. This is the Madonna on the left. Without adrenochrome, you don't look nearly as good. All right, let's see. Let's put another one up here. All right, again, Madonna on the left. That was just from whatever, 2 days ago or whatever. Madonna on the right. Looks more like Madonna, right? It doesn't look the same. There's so many fishy things, guys, going on. We live in such a crazy world. Such a crazy world. All right, I got some more in here. Okay, first, when we talked about the whole, like, why are, when we saw the women that, we talk about feminism here, about how bad feminism has destroyed relationships and all that stuff. Look at Cosmo. Just look at the stuff that they used to promote. Okay? Get a good look of it. That's like the Cosmo that I remember when I was growing up. Something like that. Yeah, Madonna's definitely a Kabbalist. Yeah, for sure. Madonna's in this deep. Okay. Look, are you kidding me? What has changed since I was a child? Oh, they discovered 54 other genders? Look what it used to be. Look at Cosmo now. Yet, us men are supposed to just happily walk onto the plantation? Are you serious? Nah, I'm good. I have about a million other things to do than walk onto the plantation in this day and age. This is... So yeah, there's social conditioning, of course, but there's also just like, this agenda has been so... Guys, I don't know how crazy this sounds, but it's more and more likely that we live more in assimilation than the world that they've told us is nothing like it's told, guys. Just nothing like it. I wake up every day looking to learn something new, and I basically find something new every day for like the last couple of years. It's This world is so insane. So insane. Let's see some more here. I think I got a couple more here to show you guys. Oh, okay. So, here's one of the things I've talked about with the trans agenda, guys. We talk about how many celebrities that you may have worshipped or slobbered over that were actually born biologically a male, and then they give them hormones, transition them, surgeries, all that stuff. So they get young boys to actually look up to and salivate over biological males that look like females, like Cameron Diaz. Something About Mary, that whole idea. They do that with Victoria's Secret models too. They'll place in transgenders with some real women, and they really make your eye be tricked. So one of the things though people have a really hard time, like Michael Obama. When guys, I'm like 99.97% sure that is a man. So, and again, because I haven't actually seen his penis, I can't 100% say, but everything else I'm pretty sure. Well, things like this, they've had for the longest time. To fake us out. It's like, no, that's a woman. How could she have children? It's a woman. Michelle Obama has children. You're so stupid for thinking she's a man. And they think like you're an idiot for questioning it. When really, okay, look at this. This is called, guys, a baby bump. This is known. All celebrities know about the baby bump. And all actors, Hollywood actors, know about the baby bump because it's a prop they can also buy and use in Hollywood when they fake pregnancies in movies. It's a baby bump. It's like the tan gel thing that you wear around your stomach to make you look like Santa Claus, make you look pregnant when you're not. Now, why do I show you this Meghan Markle? And this is not, I can show you many others of Mark here and other people of this happening too. But, oops, the baby fell. I've seen many other celebrities where something like this happen, right? Because they got cameras on them all the time, but they take stage photo shoots, so you don't typically see stuff like this. Where did the baby go? It fell to the floor. Guys, look up baby bumps and look at celebrities that you're like questioning and just watch and you probably find other celebrities that have these baby bump pictures. Oh, there's my baby. Oh, where's my baby? It hit the floor. Oh, my water broke. Oh, we have a child now. Yay. And people will believe this because why would you ever look into something like this? Why would you ever think they're deceiving you? So unless you're shown this, why would you ever even look into this? The baby bump. Let's see if there's anything else I got in my folder here. Well, okay, this is one where if you know anything about the occult or Satanism and all that stuff, satanic cultists, just look at Obama. He has a couple shirts like this. He has a shirt, Aleister Crowley, right there. AC 2012. Aleister Crowley. Right now, look up Aleister Crowley. If you don't know who that is, just look up Aleister Crowley. Okay, there's one Obama shirt with Aleister Crowley. Let's find another one. Aleister Crowley, right there. That picture is more of a famous one. Aleister Crowley. Look, if you don't know who Aleister Crowley is, make a note right now. Type in Aleister Crowley later and do some digging. Figure out who that sick freak is. Okay, let's see if I got any others in here. Oh, these are some other... I think maybe I showed you guys this one before. But again, when I see this photo, I used to go, wow, they probably did a lot for people. I honestly used to believe that. Maybe 5 years ago. Maybe even 4 years ago, I might have been like, wow, yeah, they probably did a lot to deserve these medals. But look at this, the annual pedo awards. Okay, Ellen, when you figure out what she did, what she's done. Okay, again, false idols. A lot of people worshipped her. Bill and Melinda Gates. Oh yeah, we talked about vaccines earlier. Oh, there's a whole thing via that one. Bill Clinton. He's been on like the Epstein flight logs like 27 times or something like that. Tom Hanks here. Handkerchief. Sick handkerchief freak guy that look into him. Dude, nothing like the nice guy image he's had. He's like a secret assassin. It's crazy. It's so crazy, guys. I understand it sounds crazy. More arrests will have to come out before you even start to believe me on some of these people. Oprah Winfrey. Look into Oprah Winfrey and John of God. She had John of God on, and John of God got exposed a couple years ago. Huge trafficking farm he was doing. He was literally keeping women on his farm, and he was impregnating them. And then after they would have 10 children, he would kill them. Like that was all they were good for after 10 children. And he would just create a baby farm, and he was selling these children for thousands of dollars to these sick people. A lot of these celebrities that adopt, well, they have these children that they do such sick things to. I don't wish that upon anybody. I feel really bad for the people that grew up in this. I don't know what it would be like. I just hope that they can find some ounce of conscience after this, and at least, even though they were in all this, expose it and take some saving grace to the next world with you, as I'll say. Dude, you look at her now. After the adrenochrome has been wearing off, Ellen looks bad. Yeah, the ankle bracelet, house arrest, yep. See, this is great. You guys know a lot of this stuff. This is awesome. Let me see. Do I have any? I got a couple. Oh, here's some more lookalikes. Brad Pitt and this guy, Benicio del Toro. I always knew that he on the right looked like someone. I couldn't figure it out until I saw this. Like, oh dang, he does look a lot like Brad Pitt. Ellen the Vampire, yeah, man. All right, guys, I'm going to show you this one too. Well, no, okay, I'll show you a couple of these first. But all right, this one is harder for people to understand too. If you don't know who Aleister Crowley is, then you don't know who Antoine LaVey is. He was like the founder of the modern Satanism, Satanist church. Taylor Swift looks like Zena LaVey, the Satanist. That looks exactly like, I believe it was Antoine LaVey's daughter. The guy, there's these... I understand these look like coincidences and grasping for straws, but you gotta understand that I'm only showing you a fraction of what I've seen to believe a lot of these things. Antoine LaVey, another guy you can look into, but that looks like, yeah, look, another picture of her. Look very similar. Taylor Swift. You guys wouldn't believe what these people believe in. If this is weird, hard to swallow, you wouldn't believe what they believe in. All right, I'm going to show one more. This is like more of like the new normal, what they want us to be. They want us sheep. Satellite tracking, they want a brain blocker with a blue pill, a muzzle mask, obey with a rubber spine, chip implant for COVID, yep, with the vaccine they want to give you, social distancing sensor, remove gender, right? They want you genderless. We already see that. Endless vaccines. There's so many. Guys, look into, if you haven't looked into vaccines itself, just type in how many vaccines were children given in like the 70s versus today. Just type in little things like that and just start to ask some questions, because the more you dig in, it's so many people are so arrogant and cocky about the vaccine thing. Some people that I consider smart, it's like they bring up something, they go, then I lost all credibility for this Karen because she mentioned that she was an anti-vaxxer. And then I was like, oh, she must be completely retarded. I'm just like, when you say something like that, I know that you haven't looked into vaccines, because if you've looked into it, you're skeptical. There's no other way around it. And if you've looked into it and you're not skeptical, I'm sorry, you're a horrible researcher and you don't know how to look at the right research. It's just look at the autism difference between, 50 years ago and today. Just look at that alone, that stat, and then correlate it with how many vaccines we've been given, all these other things, and the gender confusion, all this other crazy stuff. Again, if you make fun of anti-vaxxers, I literally put you in my mind I just go, that guy's brainwashed. Now, it doesn't mean, I know a lot of people I'm like, okay, I understand why they're brainwashed, but I'm just telling you, a lot of people literally say that, like they think they're like, haha, this guy's so dumb, I can't believe he's an anti-vaxxer, he must not. And if you've ever had that, if you're ever guilty of being that guy that made fun of someone, knowing that you haven't looked into it, I'm just here to tell you, stop doing that, because the moment you look into it, you will humble yourself. And then it will bring up a bunch of other questions that you'll have about things. All right, here's one more. Maybe I'll leave with this one. This has gone, wow, man, this has gone longer than I keep sneaking up on me. Okay. All right, this is a drop from Q. And anyone that's been following Q knows that, Trump is involved with the Q team. He's usually posted Q plus is what a lot of people think. But anyway, it's military insider information about what's actually going on. I get it. If you look in the mainstream, what's QAnon, again, you're going to laugh at and go, oh, I can't believe these people believe stuff. Just understand that's how all propaganda works. But this is just a great Q drop that this was in 11/15 of 2017. So a lot of these things about riots and all that stuff, a lot of people, again, that have been following Q knew was going to come. It just didn't know. You hear of this thing called future proofs past, and you go, oh my gosh, these things were predicted from a while ago. It makes you question so many things, guys, but I'm just going to read this to you. For the coming days ahead, ask yourself an honest question. Why would a billionaire who has it all, fame, fortune, a warm and loving family, friends, etc., want to endanger himself and his family by becoming president of the United States? There's been at least 18 big-time assassination attempts on him already. At least 18, and that was from as far as a few months ago, like kind of serious ones that if people in the Secret Service or whatever can talk about these little things, like people that are really in the know. Why would he want to target himself and those he cares about? Does he need money? Does he need fame? Right? This is, people go, well, he has an ego, that's why he wanted to be president. It's like, he didn't need fame. Everyone knew who Donald Trump was. Just really ask yourself these logical questions. What does he get out of this? You guys know he doesn't take a salary. You know how many people were like boycotting anything Trump when he first came in? So people are like going, well, it helped his businesses. It's like, really? Just step back and just think about it. He was a billionaire. What did he need to do? Why would he do this? Does he want to make the United States and a world a better place for his family and for those good and decent people who have long been taken advantage of? Perhaps he could not stomach the thought of mass murders occurring to satisfy Moloch. Look into Planned Parenthood and who they actually sacrifice these children to, Moloch. And you look into ancient times, People believed in sacrificing children and beings to Moloch. This is like their god they believe in. Perhaps he could not stomach the thought of children being kidnapped, drugged, and raped while leaders, law enforcement of the world turn a blind eye. That's what I'm talking about. 800,000 children go missing in the United States a year. In the United States, 800,000 children go missing. And nobody talks about this. We talk about all these minuscule things. We talk about the COVID. 32 people got tested positive for COVID-19. You don't talk about the 800,000 children that go missing every year in the United States. This is what I get fired up about, guys, because when people say and they demean Trump about anything he does, like the grabber by the pussy, it's like, I am such a far thing from a saint, but I know if I was put in the position that Trump was and I knew what I knew, I would do exactly what he does. And I would not sit here and bow down to the media and all these pussies that try to cancel me and all that crap. I would be fighting and like, dude, I don't care what you say. You're freaking fake news and you've been lying to everybody. I would be so fired up every time. I don't know how he keeps such a cool all the time he does it. I would be it's just, I can't believe it. And man, when the world wakes up, man, there's going to be such a different impression of what this guy was willing to do. Because think about that, man. He was loved by everybody. He was loved by the media. Donald Trump, he was rapped about by, in rap songs about Donald Trump. It was all a positive thing. And now everybody hates him. They have death threats for Donald Trump. If you wear a Make America Great Again hat or a Trump hat, you can be now beat up, abused, or ridiculed. Why would he do this? Think logically. Why? Okay, again, when you think logically and then you do your own digging, you start to come to your own conclusions. People that don't, orange man bad, they just sit here and live in this, I don't even know what kind of existence that would be for everyone that hates Donald Trump. Like me, I'm finally seeing hope for the first time in a long time since I've been digging into conspiracies. I'm like, holy cow. I'm so glad stuff like this is being brought to light. Because this would be so hard for anyone to understand or chew on. And so, like, man, I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you guys. They call it the Great Awakening. Maybe I'll show you guys one last thing. Okay, I'll show you guys one last thing before I go out. He even came out in WWE yet. All right. And by the way, guys, as honestly as I could say this, if, again, I could logically pile on all these facts about why anyone that really thinks Trump is bad or whatever, the more things I pile on, the more it would be like, wait, this is weird. Why would he be doing this? One big thing right there is like, again, no one would be talking about this trafficking issue if it wasn't for the Trump administration. It wasn't ever talked about before. That's one thing. Why would they ever bring it up? Other things, it's like, honestly, if Donald Trump was in on all of this and he tricked everybody, and I mean everybody, he tricked the people that look in, I'm such a skeptical person. If he really tricked everyone, then sorry to say it, guys, we're screwed. And I'm an optimist. We're screwed. But I just don't believe that's happening. Why wouldn't they have let Hillary win? Why wouldn't they have let that whole plan play out? It just doesn't make sense. So literally, it's either we're screwed either way, or this is like the most exciting thing that has ever happened in like humanity. Like this is crazy. It's like thousands and thousands of years we've been enslaved by what you'd call the elite ruling class. Back when they had kings and queens, we were just the peasants. Now that we think we're all free, they just don't come out. We don't know these families that are the actual kings and queens, or we haven't for a long time. It's been hidden from all of us. Why are we finally exposed to this now? So again, if he's in on it, we're screwed either way, and this is a crazy show either way, but it just makes zero sense why he would be in on it. And trust me, there are so many smarter people than myself that have looked into this so many different ways, and they're looking at it the same way as I am. I'm skeptical, but I haven't found anything that tells me he's not on our side right now. Everything seems to be lining up to, and what I talked about before, guys, is what I'll leave with. We aren't free. Yeah, sure, dude. Yeah, I get you. I understand what you're saying, but I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. and this gets so... There's so many more things right now that if you think this is crazy that I want to talk about, that I just can't. I can't even bring it up to you guys because you'll think it loses credibility. You'll be like, no, that's too crazy. But this stuff is wild. Okay, let me look into... I'm going to bring up one thing that we talked about one other time, and then I want to show you guys something. Then we'll leave. I had to go a little long today, guys. My last time for a couple weeks. Oh, okay, wait. I remember what folder I put it in. Well, actually, we've seen that before. But I want to put this one up again, too. I put this up last week again. Just to go, okay, wow, what if he is on or not? Again, just think of the other choices you had. Joe Biden, 51 years. Chuck Schumer, 45 years. Nancy Pelosi, 33. Patrick Leahy, 54. Maxine Waters, 47. Dianne Feinstein, 60 years. They're blaming Trump for a guy that's been in office for 3-4 years now. So, again, just bringing that to our attention. But Nasara, okay, I talked about this before. Again, I believe this is happening. This is not something like, if I tell you guys, if I'm like, okay, sending this in a text message is going to get you friend zone, blah, blah, blah. You can trust I've been through it and I've done it. I've experienced it. Trust that. When I say something like this, Nasara, I'm telling you, I don't know for sure. But I honestly, it makes sense. Everything seems to me like this has been what is about to be rolled out. I truly believe this. Again, I could be wrong. And for anyone that wasn't on last week, Nasara is the National Economic Security and Reformation Act. And people believe that it was signed into law in October of 2000 and it was never put in place because of it was going to be announced, and then September 11th happened. That, again, look into that one. If you don't believe it's an inside job, I'm not the guy to explain that one to you. There's many other things that can do that for you. But again, the belief is that this was going to be put in place, but George Bush is a puppet just like a lot of the other presidents, but apparently the military got it put through and he was going to have to do it. And then they staged the whole 9/11 thing and like Building 7 and some of the other buildings that went down in Pentagon. If you think about the financial information they had that was there, that all got burned up or, decimated, and you think about Nasara, this huge thing that had to be put into place that would really make, when someone said we're not free, this would make us as close to free as I can think of, at least in modern times. But anyway, so the idea with Nasara is that we would be getting back to backed by the gold, backed by tangible assets. A lot of people look at this and they think it's not possible. They look at our debt and all that stuff, but they don't understand. You got to look into stuff like Donald Trump's November 2017 executive order he put in about if you are involved in human trafficking or big abuse to human rights, all of your assets can be seized by the United States government. So there's so many rabbit holes to go on. Anyway, I'm just going to tell you that everything I have researched, I believe that Nasara is coming. And what this would do is it would forgive all debt due to illegal banking and government activities. It would dissolve the IRS and ends all income tax. Creates a flat rate, non-essential. If you guys look into, is it Rand Paul that used to talk, that would talk about this? The flat rate, non-essential sales tax. Returns constitutional law. This is what I mentioned before. Things legally could change. Again, maybe that affects us as far as the male-female dynamics with more just laws when a lot of these corrupt people are taken out. I really don't know, again, how that domino effect will play out. But anyway, there's a lot of stuff here. Now, the reason why I want to show you guys this, I want to actually take you, and this is something that you yourself can check on and just kind of stay up to date on. Let me look on my phone here to see where it's at. Okay. I'll share my screen with you in a moment. Yeah, okay. All right, guys. You can look at this and just keep it. I have it saved on my phone. I've been looking at this for about 4 days now, just keeping up to date with it. This is
Due to personal reasons,
No, not that crap. I'm sharing my screen here. Boom. Okay. You can go to usdebtclock.org. usdebtclock, D-E-B-T, clock.org. And what I want you guys to look at with this, when I talk about Nasara, and again, I'm not saying everything's 100%, but it just showing you things that to me are like, this is weird. And a lot of other people that have been diving into stuff like this, like if you guys know who Tommy G is, I follow him, and he helped explain a lot of this stuff to me as well. But look at right here with, oh wait, can you guys see anything? No. Are you guys seeing anything? Can you guys see this? Wait, I can't even tell if you guys can see my screen. Someone tell me so I know I'm not talking about nothing. I'm looking in the chat because I honestly don't know whether my screen is shared right now. Yeah, by the way, it's great. Can you guys see this? Yes, thank you, Silver King. It's great. Yeah, you're right about we weren't free. United States has been a corporation. So if that's what you're talking about, and we've been under like British rule or wherever, I understand what you're talking about. Look at the gold seal around the flags, especially at Mount Rushmore. But anyway, what I know what you're saying is, yes, we've been indebted. The United States has not been a free country. We've been indebted to the bankers and all that other stuff. And some people would say China and other things. But I understand everything you're saying, or the monarch, England, London, whatever. But okay, now look at, guys, don't look at the U.S. national debt in the top left. Look down here at unfunded debt interest, this third box down in the red. And just look at this number under U.S. total debt. Look right under it, total personal debt. And look at the number. And again, I've been tracking this for 4 days. It's only gone down every time I've looked at this. It's just continuously going backwards. So the total personal debt is now at an incredibly large number, but it's going backwards. See it? 765, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Look right under it. Okay? Credit card debt, 887. Look at all that. Okay? That is going backwards. Credit card debt and personal debt. Now, again, to me, nothing of this other stuff matters. The U.S. run over national debt, because, again, I believe that we're going to bankrupt the Fed and then go back to a gold standard. There's other places there's a lot of smarter people than me that could break that down for you. But why would, during a quarantine where a lot of people are jobless or losing their jobs or whatever, how could it be possible that personal debt and credit card debt are going down like this? How would those go backwards? Who has the money right now during this quarantine to just sit here and pay off all their debt? Wouldn't it make more sense that more people were going into debt? It's a question I just asked you. And this is just something that you can look at and see. Again, I told you that site so you can keep this on. But this is why, again, when people have been posting all this stuff around, like at least the United States, about why they're like saying like, hey, we don't accept coins. Or some places are going, we're going cash free. And some people go, well, they're going to the digital mark of the beast or whatnot, right? I understand there's a part in that. But if you think on a different level, why would they be stopping coins or cash in areas? Could they be getting ready to transition us from this monopoly, make-believe money that we were on back to a the gold standard, back to a tangible system? Could it be? Now, again, if you haven't looked into this before, this is another exciting part. If you're into economics, this will give you a new exciting way to look into the Trump administration and things he's been putting into place about how this could be possible. But again, to me, I go, this is such an exciting time to be alive in, because we literally don't know what will come next. Things are happening like we've never seen before. We can all agree on that. The global protests and riots, the global pandemic and all that stuff, right? We can't deny that stuff that's happened like this. One way or another, like, things are changing big time. That's why I don't know what this will look like for us. And I'm an optimist. I think it's going to be really good stuff. I believe, man, there's a lot of things I believe. But anyway, I wanted to show you guys this just for something that you can keep in your own mind. It doesn't make sense to me. I haven't found someone yet that can explain to me why the personal debt and credit card debt would be going down. And the crown still owns the U.S. and the Vatican. So now here's something interesting you guys can look into about why it was such a big deal when Trump visited the royal family, why Trump walked in front of the Queen. And the things he did, like people that know like the noble rules, that was a huge deal. They're like, wait a second, no one does that. So again, people are talking about, well, why? Because maybe we're under different control finally. You don't have to, be a Betamon pussy boy and bend over to, the crown anymore. There's a lot of crazy stuff, guys. And again, from looking from my angle, it's really exciting. Like when we talk about all the people that have been suicided from talking about this stuff, I don't believe I'll be suicided or any of that stuff. And again, I'll tell you guys all this. I'm not suicidal and all that stuff. I have a great life. I love my life. But again, why I'm not worried about that is I'm at the point, at the crossroads in my life where I literally, this is not make-believe to me. I know that this stuff is happening. So either I go out exposing something that it's going to happen and people need to hear about it, or, which I don't think will happen, or I'm just like waking people up to make this transition happen faster. But I literally, it's like that is, if you call it a mission in life, like I don't know how else to say it, guys. Like this isn't like conspiracy theories like, oh, like if I was 10 years ago, it would be fun to think about. It's like this stuff is happening. This stuff is happening right now. And that's why I have to talk about it. Even though some people don't like when I talk about it on this channel. I don't care. This is where I have an audience to talk about it. And I think people need to hear about this. Okay, so anyway, Nasara there. That was what I was going to leave with you guys with, I believe. Let me check one more time just to make sure I don't have any other meme in that folder that I wanted to show you guys. I don't think so. There are some things about Dr. Fauci or whatever, you guys know that guy, and his connections potentially to Ghislaine Maxwell, but I'm not sure of those as much yet. I don't want to show these photos because I can't really connect it quite as well yet, but I'm aware of the potential there. But anyway, man. So yeah. I mean, they made up the CIA. A lot of people know this, coined the term conspiracy theory to get people off of the trail of JFK. When the JFK assassination happened, that's when so many people were like, wait a second. That doesn't make sense. And so the CIA coined the term conspiracy theorists so that anybody that now brings up something that's not mainstream, they go, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist, and everyone discredits you right away. Which is funny. If somebody came up to me and they go, I'm a conspiracy theorist, you might not like my ideas. Immediately, to me, I'm like, oh, dang, I want to hear all your ideas. But not everyone looks at it the same way. They usually do that term to make you sound crazy. And again, that's why like Alex Jones delivered so much truth, but he works for Mossad, so he's one of those people that is brought in to make people go, oh, you're one of those Alex Jones believers. He's crazy, right? He plays up a role. He exposes a lot of truth, but leaves certain things that he'll just never expose because he's compromised. But again, his role is he's the crazy conspiracy guy. Yeah, hey, yeah, sure, man. It's a great shooter. Hey, you can sit here all day and do these little things that you want. And I wanted to call you a troll, but at the same time, it's like, I'm glad you're questioning. But yeah, like you don't think I haven't heard everything that you've probably heard? Every little thing that you're concerned about, you don't think I've heard that and gone, wait, before I talk about this where 10,000 people might be listening, maybe I should double check this because I don't want to look completely stupid. Like, you don't think I haven't looked into a lot of these things you're looking into? Do you know, honestly, Straight Shooter, do you know about gematria? If you do, then I understand again why you're more looking into things. But if you don't know about gematria, look into that again and just understand. A lot of things that we can say are their symbols. Okay, let's take an example. I had a guy that first came to me, and when he first saw my channel, he goes, dude, I thought you were gay because you had the unicorn and the rainbow little like subscribe thing, which again, I just thought was funny. I've always liked rainbows because I like colors. I'm colorful. that's one of those things where they say, well, that was God's like creation, his symbol for the people to let you know the flood is, over. Again, it was a symbol that people would have looked at is, okay, that's God's symbol. Well, now what does the rainbow symbol mean? The rainbow symbol means gay, LGBT or whatever, gay pride and all that stuff, right? They've changed the meaning of certain symbols. So in the same idea, even though there's symbols that you can look at, or you can look at Jesuit schools and look at all these other things, there's also, in the same way, trying to take back some of the symbols that these people have ruined, right? These people, like, for example, I don't know if I'm going to give a good example right here, but again, with gematria, numbers are sacred. There's a lot of things that are in numbers. So if you look at gematria of certain numbers, those numbers go, that number is bad because the Cabal uses it, or they use it in sacred geometry, or the occult uses it. Satanists worship that number. Well, again, there's certain numbers that are worshipped for a reason because of sacred geometry. It's like a universal truth. So they have kept this a secret, this information, that, again, it doesn't necessarily mean that thing, that number is bad, but their intention behind it is bad. So when you look at that symbol, it maybe looks bad unless you go, well, they can't just sit here and take all of the sacred numbers that have been given to us from our Creator. Again, depending on what you believe or not. But again, I understand what you're saying, man. I really do like skeptics. And if it's a skeptic, like, well, I'm just bringing these things to your attention just in case you haven't seen them, that's one thing. But if it's like you're a dummy, I can't believe you didn't know Trump went to a Jesuit school. If it's in that attitude, it's like, hey, man, just keep an open mind. I'm going to keep an open mind too whenever you send me something. Yeah, look into the Vatican itself, guys. Look into the what do you call it? Like the shape of it, like the snake, the reptilian inside the Vatican, man. Orange man bad. Yeah, orange man bad. I'll do one more Vatican. I always say that. You guys know that. Vatican snake. You look at it, it's crazy. The serpent, man. Oh, yeah, and that. I got to show you both those. Snake throne and snake hall. Okay, where did I download these? Boom. Okay, here's the first one. Snake Hall, like the Vatican. Just type in like Vatican snake. Like this is what it looks like. The Vatican Hall that's set up. Okay, what does that look like? Does that look like a reptile? Does it look like a snake face? Fangs here in the middle. It looks like the two eyes on the side and then the big head here. Okay, that's one thing here, the Vatican. And this is why when they had that question in the dating thing we went over, it's like if you're religious or you go to church, then walk away. And I'm like, well, I'm not in that because I know how many of these religions have been corrupted, but it doesn't take into account that some of the scriptures or the biblical truths behind them are excellent and things that a lot of people should know and be discovered by. But just because I don't personally trust other people telling me what to do, I don't personally go to church. Because like, look at this, the Vatican, man. Okay, here's another one. And then here's something that they have, like the throne in the Vatican. Look at this, man. It's like, oh, this is a bad picture. My bad, guys. But it's like this reptilian lizard-headed thing behind it and like this weird, creepy throne that the Pope would sit in. Vatican, dude. It's crazy, man. This world is so wild. This world is so wild. And again, guys, all I will say this is when you want to talk about black pill, and when I talk about this stuff, people sometimes say black pilled. In my opinion, when I hear black pilled, and it kind of seems, and I could be wrong about this, but it just seems kind of like they're doom and gloom, like there's no hope type thing. If you want to talk black pill, that's when I believe the people that are going, oh yeah, Trump's in on it too and all that stuff. That's like black pill. It's like, honestly, because if that's the truth, we're screwed. And it doesn't mean I'm hiding my head in the sand if I see evidence that is suspicious to me. But you want to talk about black pill, the people that are just going, well, Trump's part of it too. It's like, what do they have to live for? I can't assume. I just don't believe you've looked into it enough if you're still at that point of view. Because like I said, the smartest people that I have found and researched, and again, I'm not the smartest, cookie in the cookie jar, but I do believe that I can, discern when I see other people are like, dang, they know what they're talking about. I feel like I follow logic pretty well. So no one I've ever met that had logic that I could completely follow was able to convince me that he was one of them. It just doesn't make sense. Yeah, I know what you're saying too, man. I've read a lot of books too. This is, I heard, yeah, the serpent represents knowledge. Okay, so yeah, there's so many, things to this story. And like I said, the rabbit hole goes super deep. But there's other people that I've heard that dug into really deep, and I could say maybe it was before they found out about QAnon or Trump, when the world just looked really bleak. Because if you knew this stuff, it's like, because some people have been awake for 20 years. I wasn't one of them. That would be so hard. And there's people that will go into, and you can look into all this other stuff about the Garden of Eden represented, the snake was trying to give, the apple was representing knowledge and freedom, and they want to control you and hide it from you. So Satan was actually trying to do mankind good. He was trying to give them the knowledge. Okay? Again, I understand. That was a very interesting point of view that I went down too. I've heard of a lot of people that basically tricked themselves into stuff like that, going, oh, it all was a facade and really Satan was good and blah, blah, blah. And then they joined something like the Order of the Nine Angles, very Satanist groups, the Masons, other things like that, because they go, well, there's hidden knowledge that all these other sheep aren't privy to. They don't understand it. And I finally understood. Satan was good. He was trying to help us. He was trying to... I'm just telling you that track of mind has gotten a lot of people down the wrong path, to where you join one of these secret societies and then you find out later on when you have to, sacrifice children or do blood rituals or drink adrenochrome, other crazy stuff, that you go, wow, they don't have the best intentions for humanity. And then that makes you dig a little bit deeper and go, wait a second, was I tricked and then tricked again? And if you guys have any type of beliefs in anything biblical, and they will say the greatest thing the devil ever did was convince people that he didn't exist. Or if the devil's a trickster, the greatest thing the devil could do is trick you into believing, look at this knowledge that's been hidden from you. You deserve it. Just take a bite of the apple. I get it. I know there's a lot of ways to look into this. I love these perspectives, but I don't know how else to say it either. I myself have been humbled many times in the last couple of years on my own spiritual journey. And I don't know how you guys are going to take that, but all I'll just say is there was a point where I thought I was really smart. And I thought I could debate everything I heard on a different side. I thought I could debate biblical truths and debate this and debate that. And I'll just tell you guys, I've been humbled in the last few years. And again, I will say this, I feel like I know nothing. I know such a fragment of the truth, the reality of the world. And things I presented you today, maybe those are new to you. And I'm telling you, I know nothing. That is how tricked we've been in our reality, guys. Take this however you want. Some of you guys aren't going to like to hear this. I probably wouldn't have liked to hear this myself even a couple years ago. Like I said, when I thought I was so wise. Get right with God, guys. Take it how you want to take it. Source energy, pure positive light, whatever you want to call it. But definitely, when I say get right with God, I don't mean Lucifer. I do not mean that. Yeah. All right, guys. How about that? That's a little mystical way to end it. I have no idea. I can tell this about myself. I'm about to go in a bunch of crazy ways, and with no structure. So this is the time where I'm gonna peace out, guys. It was so good to have you on here. I will be gone again for the next 2 weeks. So the next 2 Wednesdays, no live stream. I've been making a bunch of videos though to have ready that I can post when I'm gone on vacation for you guys. But so no live streams for the next 2 weeks. After that, I will be back again. Hopefully, I will see you guys again. I wanted to get some of this stuff out here because in the next 2 weeks, if crazy stuff goes down, big arrests, at least you guys will have some warning to it or whatnot. But yeah, guys, and yeah, hey man, appreciate it. Hey, I want to tell you guys, I honestly, when I said I was humbled, when people give me different information, if someone does say something like, well, Trump's in on it, it's like, I'm never going to just say that's totally untrue. I'm going to always keep that eye, and I don't want to sit here and go, you're totally wrong. I know sometimes I come off like that because I appreciate open minds and people questioning. I think that's the most important thing. But I don't know. Yeah, whatever, man. I don't know how else to say it, man. This is such a ride, man. To the point where I could not sit here and go, yeah, I run a channel for bachelors that we talk about dating and women a lot. Like I just, at a certain point, I couldn't bite my tongue because I was just too sure. Like I've been thinking about this stuff for years, but until I was really sure, as much as I can be sure in this crazy world, I didn't want to share it because I never want to mislead a guy. I don't want to give a guy bad advice, but there's some crazy things going on in this world. I look at it as a really positive way. I think we potentially could live through what you call the golden age. I really believe that. I have so many thoughts about what really goes on in the world spiritually. Guys, I don't believe that this is the first time I've been here, as crazy as that sound, or my soul, as you would say that, my consciousness, however you want to call it. I really don't believe so. And I believe more than anything now that the reason why I was alive for this time is to expose stuff like this. Like I'm one of the truth seekers in that sense, to be alive for this time. I'm telling you that again, just for any last things. If you guys like, this guy is crazy. Like I get it. I understand. But I think that this is crazy. This is crazy. This golden age is Satanist lie. Well, come on, man. Then tell me straight. What do you believe is going to happen? What do you believe is going on right now? I got to stay for this. Tell me, because you've been popping all these things in. I get it. You could just be one of those bots, or you could be in the cabal trying to throw people off track. Could be. Or you could be enlightened and know a lot more than myself and some of the smartest anons I've ever seen before. Some of these people are just so brilliant. So tell me what you believe is going to go on. If it's all just doom and gloom, right? Trump's part of it. They're all part of it. What? You expect me to live? I'm 31. You expect me to live the rest of my life as a normal life? If that was true, like I couldn't live like that. If I knew this, and it's like for the next 50 years, Adam, you just got to know that you live in this controlled reality. It's like, no, I don't buy that. I don't believe that people like myself that wake up to this, I don't believe that they would allow this to happen in the world. So when I'm waking up, I know that other people are. And other people, just like myself, I'm not special, would do anything they could to make sure that this does not happen in the future. Like, so I can't believe that all of this is controlled reality and I have to live for the next 50 years like this. It just does. It makes zero sense. Because like anyone, right? Any of you guys, any normal person, if you knew if everything you just heard me talk about was real, if there's this 800,000 children go missing a year in the United States, if this huge trafficking ring was happening, all these people were pedos and they blackmail each other. If you knew that and you had the power to stop that, are you telling me that you wouldn't do it? Are you telling me that you would just sit around and allow that to happen? And you would just go, well, in the next 50 years, we'll just live controlled. How can somebody sit here and say that they would do that? And I know that I wouldn't allow that. So if anyone else is the same way as me, then you got to believe that when we're aware of this knowledge, that it's not just going to be allowed to sit there and to just happen over and over and over again when the mainstream public finds out about this. Because I would not allow this to happen. Maybe I'm the crazy one. I don't believe so. I believe there's a lot of other people who'd be like, no, screw this. This is not going to happen if I can do something about it. Because I believe that just means you're a good soul. You have a conscience. You have a consciousness. Like, it would be the devil and then. Yeah, okay. All right, I can get on board. If you're like, they're going to do a fake alien invasion and then they're going to try to get you to take the mark of the beast, or you're going to get the chip, you're going to get chipped or vaccine and all. Yeah, okay. All right. I can get behind you too because we haven't been sold, what's coming next. But, okay. All right. Hey, respect, man. I like a questioning mind. Good stuff. As long as you're not so if you're thinking more like the devil can play a bunch of tricks. Like I can believe that too. That's it. If the aliens don't exist, if they don't exist, I don't know. If they don't exist, then there's something that people could misinterpret to aliens as different dimensional beings or demonic forces, no doubt, because there's something like that. But again, could that be a deception to everybody? Could there really be? I freaking don't know, guys. I don't know, but I'm going to tell you when I do find stuff out. Yeah, fake alien invasion. Yeah, I know. That's why it's crazy, man. It's like part of me is like excited, like, oh, do we have aliens? And the other part of me is like very skeptical. I'm going to be super skeptical. I believe aliens are going to be talked about here very soon, guys. And again, I'm going to be super skeptical. I'm not going to go, oh, I knew it all along. There's aliens. I'm going to be like, hold on, Project Bluebeam. Hold on. Is this a deception? We're going to see some crazy stuff, guys. Aliens will be talked about in the mainstream here shortly. No doubt, guys. No doubt. Evil spirits. Okay, see, that I would lean more towards this right now. But again, I just know that I don't know. And if I believe, which I fully believe in higher powers and a creator, then you could also go, well, isn't that theoretically like an alien? So that's why I'm not fully one way or the other, because I do believe for sure there are either aliens or demonic forces, whatever you want to call them. For sure, I know that that's all real. I've listened to people that can channel, and with meditation too. Like there's all this really. So I know that there's something, but yeah, whether it's a legit alien like they try to tell us like it is, or if it's a demon taking on, that's where I don't know. But I'm on board with you on that one. Yeah, dude, guys, I have no idea what's going to come out. Antarctica itself is such an interesting thing, man. It's great. Yo, my buddy's smoking crack. Babylon, how did you... Yeah. Well, okay, guys, here's where... Man, I said it so many times I was going to get off, but I can't help it. Okay, so here's me personally where I'm at on this. Okay, because there are going to be some people that are the Christians that go... they're going to say, no, the story exactly from the Bible was told and blah, blah, blah. That's exactly how I believe it. There's going to be other people that say stuff like this. Well, there's all these other religions that worship blah, blah, blah. They could say Jesus was the sun god, and you can put all these things together. Again, when I thought I was super smart, I thought I knew all the answers. Again, I don't. I just don't know the answers. I'll just be honest. But what I have come to make the most sense, my current working perception of what this is that things like the Bible, when you read it and you get the Holy Ghost, you get the goose peppers, you get the Holy Spirit, you get the electric energy flow through you that you go, this is truth. You guys know what I'm talking about if you've read the Bible, or if you, maybe you don't. I don't know. I guess actually I talked to my buddy before and he had never felt that. So I don't know in that part. But anyway, my thoughts now is because Jesus, if you look into like the translation of Jesus and you look into, well, you go, well, that name, the J wasn't actually around in those times, and you look at the Hebrew translation, and you go to Yeshua and Yahweh, and you talk about that, and you talk about more of a different translation of the Bible. To me, when I piece it back and I go gematria, if you think numbers run everything, if you think A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3, and if you look into the numbers behind words, all that is, again, is different vibrations that you're putting together, sound vibrations that are going to create that word. So if the numbers themselves behind the word Jesus, those numbers, and then the actual letters that you put together that actually make the word Jesus or Yeshua, okay? If you read those numbers combined in that way, gematria, the different numbers combined, the J-E-S-U-S, you put that in gematria, and you read that and you get this feeling of the Holy Spirit, maybe then you could say, okay, the gematria, the numbers, the biblical numbers are what is important, and then the wrapping around it, the story they give you to make you read those numbers, those vibrations, those sounds, that frequency to give you that energy, then that would make sense as well why so many religions across all the years had a lot of similar stories that they all believed in. So that is how I could get on board with that, right? If someone says, well, Jesus is my savior, and someone else says, well, Yeshua, someone else says something from a different religion that maybe I haven't studied as much, if the same truths around that name is actually the same gematria, the same numbers that create that vibration, then you chanting that name is going to be the same either way. You're getting to the same vibration there of those numbers. And again, you'd have to understand gematria to maybe go on that ride with me. But that's where, because I've seen so many, I can't ignore patterns either. I've seen so many different things where they go, well, this story had the same thing about the blah, blah, blah. They had the same story about the blah, blah, blah. And what makes sense to me now is that that is more accurate, is that the numbers behind it that create, that we're able to speak things into existence. I talked about that before, like the power of your words. Words are everything. Vibration, sound. So if the gematria behind Jesus, you saying that word evokes a certain spirit in you, then if that same thing was wrapped up in a different spelling, like Yeshua, then if you get that same feeling, all that, then that might tell you that that might be the right path, the truthful path, but it could have different blankets that surround it. That is, again, just my kind of working philosophy on that. Again, I really don't know. If I'm talking to you guys about texting, going on dates with women, I have done that so many times that I can just say that I'm right or this way does work. I've experienced it many, many times to know this. When I get into this other stuff, I don't know this. I can't prove this. So I'm just telling you guys that's just like kind of a working theory of my own. But what it all comes down to, again, is whatever you believe, you just got to understand there's more than what meets the eye, and what people will say this is a spiritual war. It's good versus evil. It's not right versus left. It's not Democrats, Republicans. It's literally good versus evil. Whatever that means to you, get soul searching, man. Go on a spiritual journey if you haven't yet, and just start asking questions and see what comes, because this thing is getting spicy, guys. This show that's going on is getting spicy. I love how crazy this sounds too when I got all this hair too I'm working with. Look at this. I kind of feel like I'm out. I'm almost worried, guys, that I need to be forced to get into haircuts, because I'm the type of guy that will just like let something grow and just be like, let's just see what happens. Like I'll have this Albert Einstein hair. See if I can get some girls with the Albert Einstein hair or something like that. But anyway, guys, I get it. Sounds crazy. Love you all. I got to just end real abruptly or I'm going to keep talking. Love you all. See you guys in a couple weeks, and I will be putting out videos in the meantime. See you guys.